see. Shazam! How's everyone doing? Let's see, are we getting out there? I don't have my phone handy. Okay, there's Twitch, there's Facebook. Okay. Twitter out there. Yes. All right. Well, we're going to continue the build. Let's see, bags 12. What do we got? 12. We got 13. We got that separator over there. Pretty useless anyway. Hey, David. Shazam. David's in the house. It's tough. Ooh, look at that already. Nice printed piece. Okay, that's another bag. Boom. Not a fan of the color of that steering wheel. Yeah, we're almost there. Depending how I feel, we could finish tonight. If not, there's always tomorrow. Okay, so lots of parts. Anything else printed here? Probably another one. There we go. We got two of them printed. One each way. Oh, I'm looking at previous steps. That's not good. There we go. Maybe a better view, I'm hoping. Mega Dan Branco might be joining us. We'll see. If he does. Oh, look at that. That's a malformed piece. Well, let's hope it doesn't prevent me from finishing. Mega. Bad. That's funny. Fortunately, we still have one clip. I mean, I'm always shocked when I see it in Lego, but now I see it in Mega. So here's what it should look like. There's the good one. I'll make sure so you can see it against the whitish background. And you can see that one. I know it's a little fuzzy because we don't have autofocus, but you see that clip? Not quite complete. Yuck. Well, the bars look good, so that's a good sign at least. How many of these do I need? 3 of these pillowy parts. But yeah, that was shocking. Saw it almost right away. I was just drawn to it. Sophie's caramel colored parts. 2 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And I need some tiles. There we go. 2 of these. Which you won't see on the main view, but you'll see it on the other cameras. Which is why I bother. People ask, why do you have so many cameras? Well, can't show everything on one. Do you know the Pontiac Firebird remained in production for 35 years and 4 generations? Are you reading the Wikipedia link I added? Guts are on fire, though. We had the chicken Big Mac meal. I'm not terribly fond of the chicken burgers, so that was just like, I've had it, and now I don't have to have it again. $153, $154. That's probably the book is so big, like it's just dominating my desk. Hey, dude, it's in the regular places. You're gonna make me screw something up here, because when I type, it goes out to all my streams, and that'll screw up my Facebooks. Whoa. What? Hang on. Where did the link go? Okay, Facebook is doing something very weird.
Chopstick pumpkin.
That is so odd. It just hosed my link. Okay, I'll tell you what. That is crazy. And now I can't even see the thumbnail from earlier. Let's see. I see a private chat. The group chat didn't update at all, only with the new thing. Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. I did post it totally in the wrong spot. Totally in the wrong spot. So, give me a chance to post it in the right spot. I posted it to another group. At some point, Messenger changed focus to one of the groups on me, and that's totally my bad. Here, where do I put headset on? Oh. Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Ready when you are. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I'm testing the audio for a sec.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You getting feedback or something?
Let's try this one more time. 1, 2, 3. There we go. It was YouTube. I had a separate window running.
Oh, you can hear the The delayed 5
I was
seconds.
hearing it come back, and it's like, oh God, I'm sounding like a retard. I'm pardon my language. I'm hearing it over and over and over. It's like,
So where were the links?
I posted it to a different group.
I was like,
That's the
you're
problem. I guess
online. I'm like, where's all the links? Where did they
yeah,
all go?
I had, and this is the problem. Like, Messenger changes the focus. So other groups where there was a lot more conversation than mine, like I had none going on for the last couple of days. So they keep getting highlighted. I clicked on it. It's like, oops. And I posted there, and actually it was cool because the guys were interested in it. But it's like, oh, okay,
Well,
that's where my missing links went. I posted them in the wrong place altogether.
Well, hopefully you get more views out of that.
I tell you, who knows? It's been really funny watching some of my streams lately, and watching what it cuts off as, and then watching the uptick that happens within 2 to 3 days. Like, oh, this is neat. And then I go into analytics. I go, so where are these people coming from? And I see, such and such, from browse, and this from other links, and this from previous videos. It's like, oh, cool. This is neat. But largely, I still do better with non-Lego than Lego. So
really,
it's like,
yeah, because
well, because there's million. I mean, I've got like 100 subs to other Lego YouTubers, and probably half of them will live stream a build, and the half just do reviews and commentary. But yeah, I mean, it's a smaller market, so it's easier for me to make an impact.
Yeah.
And I also get less crap on posting links to my stuff in the mega groups. I mean, even in other languages, like I post to a bunch of Spanish groups and a Mexican group and stuff like that, and I don't get any grief. They'll take the content and they'll see it translated even afterwards, right?
Nice.
They won't watch it straight, and that's where I'm seeing some of the uptick is. Yeah, they're seeing closed captions.
Oh, they're watching it after closed caption.
Yeah, they're catching it with closed caption afterwards. Like, cool.
Well, you'd be amazed at how much worldwide people will watch in English. They want to learn. So they've already got the English from TV and movies and all that stuff. And then when they watch this, they just want to kind of have that combination.
Yeah.
Misformed?
So, malformed.
Malformed.
Now, here's why I'm probably going to be lucky, since it's 2 clips and it is going to connect to a 2-wide bar.
Wow.
It shouldn't screw me up. It's just an incomplete clip, but it's like, yeah, that sucks.
What's it for the...
Probably the hood.
Okay.
Probably the hood.
Well, 3 out of 4, you'll still do the job.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping, because it looks
crazy.
like what it's going to connect to is these bars right there.
Oh, so that's the back of the seat then.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So it's going to be
back of the seat.
So it's not going to be a big issue.
You could hide that on the passenger side, probably.
I'm not too worried about it.
No.
I just, sucks. Now that I know what it is, we'll see what modern day Mega's customer service is, because I haven't put in a call in a long time. So
let's hope the it's a spare that you'll get an extra piece in the set.
With this? Oh, I don't know. So far, all spares are ones. Nothing significant. Nothing bigger. You
got Hung here saying that he built the whole Gundam Lego from scratch without the instructions because he watched the series and finished it. Cool. Was that old one that you?
Oh my goodness!
Wow,
really? So that is one of my best video series. I did the Gundam Super 18Ks Gundam. I don't know. It's like 3,000 pieces. Gigantic, 28-inch tall bugger. And if you build it as per the instructions, you will never get it to stand. It will collapse every time you breathe on it. Assuming you somehow got it up, it will tip over and break under its own weight.
Crazy.
And I did a whole bunch of fixes, some of them live, some of them after the fact, and I documented it. So, yeah, thanks for the kind words. Great. That's the thing. It's some videos like that, they're evergreen, not maybe as good as my Warthog video that just continues to produce views and hits, and that brings people to me, right?
The Warthog video? Like which one? One of the early ones that you did? Or?
Well, my collection. The 2-hour video or 1-hour video I put up.
Nice.
It's new subscribers see it when they come to my channel.
Okay.
And I don't know, we're probably at 60 to 65,000 views on it now.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, that's my number one. That's my
Is
claim
it?
to
Well, I don't think I've seen this video yet. Is it like the one that shows all your warthogs?
fame. So up until like 3 or 4 years ago, yeah, there was like 19 warthogs, and it showed all the rares and all the stuff and
Cool.
everything that Mega put out. I had one of each, right?
Nice.
With the exception of one that you could not buy. You
Oh,
had
the one you had to make.
You had to make it cannibalize 2 other
I know,
sets.
Sean. It's
And I refused to do it.
Eva's Last Stand.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, check this out. So I did manage to go.
You got it. Yeah, the
Get
warthog.
another one. So, and of course, 20% off. That didn't suck.
Yeah, because it's 41.97.
So now I'll build it one way. So now I'll build it each way.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear that flame one is the security warthog. That was no, but it's not because I think that was a yellow
security. Isn't that all yellow?
It's all yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the flame one.
And while I did buy it and all that kind of wait. If it was released, I have it. I've not missed any.
No, you got it for sure.
Yeah, I got it.
It's all yellow.
Yeah, because I kill myself to get these stupid things. Because now that's the thing. Like my warthog video is second only to one person on the planet. Jang Brooks.
Really interesting. Yeah. And he's not doing Mega anymore, I don't think. Is he?
Well,
is he doing
he's more. It's like he always had Mega and he always had the Lego, but it's like he's gotten his uptick in the Lego stuff, although he's seen certain setbacks. Just YouTube's changed and the algorithms change, and he can't make money like he used to.
Mm-hmm.
But now he pops up here and there doing stuff, and of course, still doing Lego. And Mega's a pain in the ass to collect, right? We all know it.
Yeah.
It's still not easy. It's still not fun. We're still praying every time something we want comes out, And
you're lucky if you get a regional release, right?
Well, I went to Toys R Us today, just because it was near where I was, and it was like, I'm going to look because I don't know. We hardly get press releases or advance notice on stuff coming out until someone spots it in the wild. It's like, thank you, Mega. You can't do something to promote this stuff ahead of time.
You know what that is, though? I keep having this conversation with other people in the community. It's not Mega's fault. It's the retailer's fault, because they've gone to this weird ordering system where, like, for example, Toys R Us, a store cannot order its own stock anymore. They have to listen to corporate, and corporate sends their thing. So it's kind of like the Walmart.
That only right? That affects the one or two chains.
Yeah. So you got
those are not the only places on the planet to buy these toys. Even Mastermind now has Mega. You go to Mexico and
what do they have? They have the Pokemon ones. Yeah.
So they got Pokemon. They got some Hot Wheels and some Pro Builder type stuff, and they stay away from the violent toys.
Oh yeah.
Which is funny. Which is very funny because once upon a time, Mastermind had some historical stuff, for military, and they definitely went one way, and that's the ownership. They feel strongly about a certain thing, and that's cool. Whatever.
They've just got
they're consistent. They decided this is where we want to go, and they've been consistent ever since.
Yeah. They still sell Playmobil has their good guy versus bad guy scenario stuff.
The Playmobil stuff is so washed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to take anything that they might have as violent in that line. I mean, I'll tell you though, to see it show up like in Walmart more, that shocks me to see the Playmobil. And of course, Toys R Us is still king of Playmobil, but that's changing, And I'd be really curious though. I mean, who makes Playmobil? Is it Playmates?
No, Playmobil is straight out of Germany. It's Playmobil.
Separate. And that's all they do is Playmobil.
It's their own thing. Yeah, I don't know who would own them.
Okay,
I guess we can Google that sucker.
But I'm just really curious about what their sales are like. I know they put out that movie years ago.
They have
that was the big Lego movie for them, and it didn't work for them.
Well, let's go back to what they do best. They do the licensed stuff now. So they've been doing James Bond. They did A-Team. They did Star Trek. What else have they been doing?
I don't know if I call that
licensed.
What they do best. That was like Lego. That's
no. I mean,
right?
They're getting their licenses out of certain items. So like they have the Porsche license. They have, just like any other car stuff. They just do their own scale, and then they do their own sets, right? So these guys are they're all making money hand over fist with all this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Who's got the brick license for these car companies? Well, apparently Mattel has them because of Hot Wheels, and Lego has a few too, right?
Yeah.
So, but Hot Wheels has the Ferraris and stuff in their mix, right? But it's the
Well,
die-cast
Lego's king
cars
of getting licenses from the car companies.
for
Oh my
for
goodness.
the bricks, right? So
Yeah.
so the brick companies that are with Mega, I don't know. Is it because Mattel has the licensing for that
Well,
brick?
that's the thing. All they got to do is roll over the Hot Wheels licenses and say, "Hey guys, we already do die-cast. Let us do some brick sets."
But does Lego have the one up on them for the brick licensing in
They
the
might.
States, in Europe? Depends, right?
They may, for sure. I mean, if
So,
they're smart, they would,
like,
just because now that clearly Mega is solidly pulling from Hot Wheels, it's like, ooh, that is some
lots could be
serious
coming.
contender
Yeah.
for all the car brick type sets,
Like, imagine a full scale Ferrari in what you're doing now, or one of the bigger sets. What could they get away with specialized, bricks that Lego doesn't have?
Yeah.
So now here's a question. So when you're building all these mega sets, are you seeing a difference in the pieces and construction idea, like the methods?
Every second or third set, I'm seeing something that I didn't see before, but you can't. I mean, you can't compare my Mega experience to my Lego experience.
No,
I don't. I mean, yeah, I do have some old Mega sets, but it's not like a collection like you have, where I have a lot of vintage. I don't. Very specific stuff.
Well, even the vintage, they were bigger pieces, like panels.
Yeah, like I remember when I built the Pro Builder Porsche, which was a garage lot, that kind of thing that was given to me. And it's like, oh, look at this huge panel for the hood and the huge windscreen and roof panel for the gray Porsche. And it's like, these are nice. But for me, it was like, oh, this isn't brick building. This is too much like model building.
Yeah.
That was literally my view. The thing was complete. I built it. And it's like, okay, it looks nice. It doesn't look.
Because at that scale, it was more stable.
That thing was huge. That was like.
But that's the thing. That scale,
16 inches long.
Yeah, and it would hold together better with those big panel pieces, right? But
it held okay. Yeah. The quality of stud connections was still. Yeah.
Well, you only had one or two studs on each end.
There wasn't a lot of studs. No, it did the panel on the bottom.
I have. I think it's a rally car. I was going to show you on the next time we get together for car stuff or new bricks. It's one of the ones that came in a metal tin.
Oh, you got one of the tins. Yeah. I wanted to get a couple of those, and if I went to more of those shows out your way, I know I could score some of that stuff.
Well, the problem is I don't find anything. Like they're randomly found either through Facebook Marketplace or like private.
When I was seeing them, I wasn't interested.
And they're all gone now. Yeah.
All the stuff, it's like I would pass on it back in the day, and it's like, kills me. That's why I don't go after vintage Lego anymore, because it hurts. It's like
when you could have got them at less than retail, and now they're
when I could have got them cheap, and it's like nah. And even my thinking's changed so much. Like this year, what I'm going to be chasing with the Lego, it is not like, I mean, new bricks is already a lot different than it was last year at this time, and it's going to be different going forward because I'm not chasing every set. I'm not chasing every big set.
No.
The UCS sets, I'm still going to get them all, and you're going to see them on the show. I'm not even going to buy as much Chinese stuff. Like, I'm struggling right now. So I'm using Ali. I'm using Taobao. There's another new one called Temu. I don't know if you've seen the ads.
No, I haven't seen that yet. No.
TEMU. If you're on Instagram at all, you're probably going to see ads for it.
Okay.
It seems to be a clone of AliExpress. I don't know if their selection's the same. I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff. And they seem to be a lot more US. The pricing is about the same as Ali, but I'm seeing a lot more of what feels like a North American feel to it. Clean English, all the pay systems you want, a cleaner app experience.
Right. So maybe somebody in the United States.
This weekend, I'm probably going to commit to one or two items, and of course, what do they say? They say shipping with Canada Post or Uni.
Oh,
now if it was only Canada Post, dude, I'd be go click right now. But you know what? The one that kills me, Uni. Because that's when you don't like. Courier will dump it at the door.
Yeah.
They also put it 2 blocks away from me.
Okay.
So it's like, but if it's cheap, maybe I'll try it with cell phone cases or a $10 set, or you know what I mean, something
Just to see, just to check. Yeah.
just to see, because Lord knows I've spent a lot of money over the years playing the game just to see what are things like, and it's like I want to see what it's like because they've been bombing us on the social media, at least on Instagram. And there's definitely room in the market for something that at least caters to us a little more. And I was reading the fine print, and it's like, okay, you know, it's got the same or similar kind of delivery times. Actually, no, all of the times were better, and they'll give you cash back if it's delivered late. And
Oh, interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
well, keep in mind, Ali has done that anyway, indirectly. What they'll do is like, oh, if you want to say, oh, it hasn't shown up yet, and they'll say, okay, we'll extend your time for protection. Okay, so they don't have to refund you right away, and there's still a chance it'll show up. Okay, that's great. For some people, that's fine. Other people say, no, I'll wait it out, but because you can negotiate, because they literally say, how much do you want back? And
Oh, wow.
that's a weird thing to ask, right?
Yeah.
And
Are they expecting it to be delivered eventually, or it could
a
be
lot of
lost?
times, because I've actually, so I've disputed something that was like, it's something that said it was going to be 75 days. It was 75 days.
75
Actually, it was
days.
74 and a half days, 74 days. It's like, oh, I'm not even waiting. I go, listen, you guys, it's not here, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be the weekend. And I said, either you fix it or I'm doing a chargeback through the credit card company. And they got back to me and they said, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then a week later, guess what? Shows up.
Yeah.
I contact them. I said, here you go, blah, blah, blah. I did actually get it. It showed up, a week past the 75. Because on that one, they didn't offer to extend for some reason. I think it's shop by shop, buyer by buyer. I don't know.
Probably.
And, but it was Ali that stepped in and gave me the credit. And, because what the shop had said was, oh, it is coming, but they didn't offer to extend my protection. They said, oh, it'll be there.
Weird.
Well, no, I
Yeah.
want the protection, because if it doesn't show, because I've had
Yeah.
stuff not shown. I had the porch pirate thing happen once last year. So it's
Yeah.
like, at this point, I'm going to be more careful from now on. It was cheap stuff. It was cell phone cases, but I don't know. And I was happy because my most recent 2 cell phone cases, I just got them in the last 2 days. Like, hey, great. They cost me, $2 and $3, better than 20. And they both showed up, and they showed up within the time limit, and they actually got it in Canada Post. Like, yeah, that's what I want. Because that's what I was used to all the years with Ali, was either it was DHL. If they said it was 7 days, it was always DHL. And if it wasn't, then it was Canada Post. And I always wanted Canada Post because I never got dinged. DHL, I would get dinged a lot. But seeing Uni, that scares me on that other guy. I really don't want to see Uni. But you know what's funny? That tells me all I need to know before, like, so much of this stuff lately from Ali was coming in by Uni. This tells me that Temu is basically AliExpress.
Oh
no, I have no doubt. This is rebranded AliExpress, because AliExpress is a dirty name.
Really? Is it just knockoff Central kind of
Well,
thing?
it's at least 50%. So if you know what you're buying, it's great. But if you don't know what you're buying, then it's like,
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, for some people, they have huge problems getting it. And in some countries, they're just blocked altogether. France,
really?
Spain, Germany. Some of them just have, you know what? It's just, if it's coming from any of their sellers, it's just bad. It's counterfeit, whatever. But you come up with a new name, or drop ship large amounts of it to North America and have this new Temu sell it. Now you bypass a lot of the problems, right? Because, I mean, what are the countries doing? It's when it's going through the regular posts that they're catching all this stuff. Well, if you can drop ship large crates of whatever, but truckloads, plane loads of it, you can bypass so much of the customs crap. It's not that hard.
Because all they're looking at is the shipping.
They're looking so little.
They're like, yeah, it looks good.
Everyone on the planet are so
Yeah.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And don't have the resources to check anything, really.
Well, that's why the government went and put all
Because the
that
push
on.
is get it through, get it through, get it through. Because you can't have even Canada Post. Honestly, Canada Post, when they're like 3 or 4 days behind, all they get is phone calls.
Oh
The
yeah.
stuff's been at the border. How come it's not coming through?
Oh yeah.
So they start pushing it through at that point.
Yeah. I know. Well, it's funny because when you look at Amazon, when they ship their stuff out of the States or out of any other depot, it goes to their own depot in Burlington, I think. And they just charge their own duty if they even bother doing it.
Sorry, say who's doing what?
Amazon. So when Amazon sends you
Oh,
something that's not,
yeah, it's drop shipped to local, and then
yeah.
yeah.
It'll come out of like Chicago or wherever their depots are in Illinois, down into Burlington, and then they charge you if they even charge you. They
See,
used to not do it. They used
when
to
we
just send it.
Well,
right?
when we were kids, check this out. So I was a videotape trader and sending some stuff from Canada to the States and sending it all over, depending on what state you're sending to, could be real expensive. But there were deals to be had if you would send it to the Postmaster General of the state. So what you do is you package up something with local shipping for where you want to send it to.
Okay.
In a particular state. So, and when it gets there, they open it up and it's got, oh, look at all this different stuff that's got all the different legit shipping. But it was cheaper that way than to ship straight from point A to point B. Because when they open it, that was the beginning of drop shipping. And that was legit for the longest time until they said, oh, we ain't doing that crap anymore. But dude, we, in the 80s, we did that all the time. You send it to the Postmaster General of the state that you're sending it to, and then they would break it down, and yeah.
So then they would split it up and send it off locally.
Yep.
Did it already have postage prepaid?
That's the thing. You would have it, yeah. When they'd open up the one box and you got 10 inside, all of those would have individual shipping, but it'd be local. And it'd be cheap.
How'd you know what the price was for postage down there?
Well, that was all available through phone calls and whatnot, and there was all kinds of guides back in the original BBS bulletin board days on the computers. I mean, that's how we learned about it, right?
Okay.
That's how we learned about everything. I mean, it's no different than today's internet. People were posting FAQs, text files on how to do this and how to get, dirt cheap shipping if you're shipping from country to country. I mean, just sending to certain states over others made more sense because even state to state would be cheaper than us going Canada straight to like Vermont, even though Vermont's not far. If you send it to New York and then it's hop, skip, jump across, that was cheaper than going straight to Vermont. Don't know why, don't care. It just was.
Apparently, get this. This is something I heard, and apparently it's still in effect. If you took, say, all your parcels down to the border and you say, I'm going to mail these out over the border locally, you have to pay a small fee for every package you're sending. And that's it. And then you're good to go. You can go ahead and send them and whatever. But it's an old rule that they have to pay. Even if you were mailing regular mail, you have to pay a small fee per piece. Which is
because they're viewing as you're
importing.
You're circumventing something, so they still want a piece of the action.
It's funny. Yeah, it's like who knows what they receive when somebody handles whatever mail you send them. But hey, I double checked on Jane Bricks. The last review he did was when the Razorback came out for Halo.
So it's a 2-year-old video.
1-year-old, I think.
1 year? Okay.
Well, probably when he did it, right? Oh, where's the time frame on here? 1 year ago. Yeah. So that sounds about right. So nothing new, nothing of the new stuff, nothing of.
So he might not be. It's funny because he had a whole room once upon a time dedicated to Master Chief and everything. I remember that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe his taste has changed, or maybe he just got sick of the chase because it's not any easier for him in the States than it is for us, apparently.
No, it's just as bad that people are like running to get the Hornet, which is like now already shelf warming in Canada because nobody's going to pay $35 for that thing. It's just small.
Oh, that drone thing?
No, it's the other one. The step up.
Okay.
With that little.
I looked at the drone again today.
That's $25.
I go,
yeah, no.
What?
That's a $12 set max, like maybe 15, 16 bucks with
You
tax.
know, someone is smoking crack when.
Well, it's Mattel going, hey, we're gonna charge Lego prices for this crap, and I'm like, yeah,
Hey, the brick quality is there, the packaging,
yeah,
like
but
everything is there, but it's like, dude, it's still that's not a set worthy of what you're trying to charge.
Yeah.
And it sucks because at that point it becomes only the completists who will end up picking that up now.
that's pretty much it. Yeah, or people who really like that build. Now they are trying to
Oh,
incorporate all the
come on,
movement.
man. That
Right?
is now you're stretching. That's a tough sell.
Which one?
People who like that build?
No,
No,
so seriously, some of them really
no,
want the
no,
Hornet. I don't
no,
know why, but
no.
they're incorporating the movement, right? So they're doing all that Pokemon stuff where the
Yeah,
gears and all that are in it. But I'm
yeah.
sitting here going, wow, why complicate a simple thing?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I bought the 2 Pokemon sets with that kinetic movement stuff, and that's just because I like the gimmick
Yeah,
a little bit, but it's totally not necessary. But the
it's
thing is,
not.
they also make for a nice display stand for it, which
That's
is why I
true.
kind of
That
like it.
box, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That build, yeah, and the base you're building it on.
I ended up getting the. Did I end up getting the Pikachu one? I don't think I. I don't know if I did or didn't. I think it was on sale maybe. But yeah, that $200 almost now for the Gyarados one. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is too much.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. I mean, I had a
You got 100, I think, right? 100.
yeah, and I did have a company discount on it, but it's still not cheap. And
No.
that's a big set though. Like that
Yep.
is the largest Pokemon
Yep.
piece count set I think they've done so far.
See, I like these bigger car builds, even though the medium size, they're decent.
Oh yeah, the 2 larger scales they got me. And as long as I like them, I don't mind buying them. I'm so done on the little ones. I looked at a couple of those smaller ones again today. The Silverado, like, oh god, it's so bad. I mean, I'm not the market, but still, there's nothing to draw the adult builder in. Nothing.
No, no. They're going after the kiddies. They're going after grandparents buying for their kids,
Yeah.
right? Their grandkids. I don't know what they're gonna put out next though.
We were in Dollar Tree. We need to get some wrapping supplies for presents, and so I went to see because I don't like Dollar Tree. 'Cause to me, it's everything in there is the stuff that Dollarama won't buy. That's the way I look at it, right? This is the stuff that Dollarama won't put on their shelves, and I'm looking at it, it's like, okay, so what Chinese bricky things do they have? And it's like they don't even have Montoy. They had something else in there. And when I'm looking at it, like little box, I assume it's $1 or $2, and it's got like 10 pieces. And I look at this build, I go, are you kidding me? Like this is barely birthday bag. What do we call those bags you would hand out at the birthday parties?
Oh, the gift bags, like the little the take home ones.
Yeah, you would put $5 worth of crap in there.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Party favor bags.
party
right?
favor bags, and I mean, I didn't even put that in there. It was just so bad. I remember. Hey, you're probably going to remember this. So your convenience stores would sell white paper bag. It was probably 25 cents when we were kids, and inside you had a variety of candy, maybe a tiny stupid plastic
Like a little
card,
surprise bag. Is that what you're
a little
talking about?
surprise
Yeah,
bag, maybe a little parachute guy
I think I remember.
with a
Yeah,
garbage bag parachute.
I think we had a
Those
red and white one. Like it was like a little done up party bag.
Well, the
Can't
one I
remember.
remember was a white bag with blue printing on it,
Okay,
and
yeah,
it
it
was
could be it.
about maybe 25, maybe even 35 cents tops. But it was so cool, just because of the crap you got in. And we had what we called the school store because where I went, JK to grade 6, we had the school property, which was the entire block that school's on, big property, and then right across the street was um, Polish owned convenience store. And this guy was like, gaudy with gold everywhere. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
gosh,
he could
like
take two.
stereotype.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he could. And I remember in across the street from the school, the other side of the block, you could see where he lived. And all the time, his wife would be outside. She never ever worked in the store. traditional mother, right? Stay-at-home mom. And but she always had the door open so you could see into the house, and you could see they had the plastic on the carpet going up the
The Euro
stairs.
style. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, everything.
Any European kid who grew up with that, yeah.
The statues in the front yard, like it was the best, you know.
It was
So
between
his house on that street always stood out.
Yeah.
It was nice, very well kept, but wow.
Yeah, they take pride in those are the houses that are either Italian, Portuguese, Polish,
Yeah.
just any of those cultures were very good about keeping their houses
That
up to
guy
date.
who ran that store, he hated my guts because we figured out the Hostess potato chips gimmick, with the free bag thing. So when you open up the bag potato chips, whenever we were doing those gimmicks, inside you open up and you see, oh, free bag, blah, 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 printed on the inside. Well, at the very top of the bag, the blue ink from the inside always come out at the edge. So where you could see it's cut off, you could take a look and you could tell without opening
had it or
it.
not.
So whenever they did those promotions, and that was about 3 or 4 years when I was in school, and they did that about twice a year. When they started that promotion, me and my buddies, we'd buy one bag of chips for about 3 weeks because everything else was a free bag.
Free bag after that. That's hilarious.
Yep.
So the ink would come up to the cutoff.
The printing the way that the sheets for the
way it showed
all
up.
the packaging, there was a telltale sign on the packaging, and we had clued into it real early on.
Interesting.
And it killed him to the point where he wasn't allowing some of us to buy chips. Like, you can't do that. He said, well, what are you going to do about it? Well, it's not like we had parents around. This was lunchtime or even recess. We'd go off the block of the school, which you're not even allowed to do.
Yeah.
They kept trying to tell him, you can't allow the kids in here. It's like, well, I'm not their parents, number one.
Yeah.
There's no law that says kids can't shop. I'm not responsible. And he literally.
Oh gosh, man.
Who's
the adult saying that you guys can't be in there? That's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you've got money, come on in.
Well, no, that's it. He wasn't going to turn away the money.
No. Jeez,
like I said, he had a nice house. The store was well kept, and he took 2 long vacations every year. And he made enough money that it's not like the store was open.
I guarantee you, Rick, theft wasn't a big problem back in the day either.
It wasn't. Not there. As bad as but today. Then we also, it wasn't like a poor rundown area either. Yeah. And
it doesn't have to be poor.
It wasn't a big deal. I know a few who, they thought they got one over on them, whatever.
So get this. So now I didn't even think my neighborhood was like this back in the day, the one I grew up in. Not too far away, a couple blocks away. A Rogers store, I went to return a modem. And then they're only like, two clients at a time in the store. Otherwise, it's locked. I asked the guy,
store?
Rogers store, just a Rogers outlet store, like it's in the strip malls kind of thing, right? I go, why is this happening? It's like, because of theft. They literally somebody came in, bashed the employee with a headbutt kind of thing, like maybe, I don't know if it was a gun or not. Ended up stealing all their phones.
Oh yeah, they want the phones.
But then they say as soon as those phones are stolen, they're shipped off. Yeah, and then they can't brick them apparently.
Here's the thing. Right? Well, no. Okay, so when I worked for Rogers, so every cell phone that came in my warehouse, we had the serial numbers for. The IMEI. Yeah. And of course, tracking it, like even when we moved it in the warehouse, if I transferred it from bin A to bin B,
you tracked it.
I had to scan 450 cell phone IMEI. And it was a manual process too, so that we captured each one. And if we're short one, we had to go back. It was a pain in the butt. We got real good at being accurate. But yeah, it was really funny in those days. So yeah, you stealing cell phones like that is just people are ignorant because they will block it, and of course the cell phone companies communicate with each other.
But the guy told me that they can do it, and as long as they don't activate the phone, and if it's out of the country, it's golden.
That's the problem. They got to try. They got to get it out of the country.
Yeah.
And any method that they can use to get it out of the country runs the risk of it being scanned through X-rays, right? If you're going to send it on a plane, it's going to go through X-ray machines. If you're going to send it in a container, containers are X-rayed. Not every one of them. There's not enough time to do it. they run the risk, and then it's like, oh, you're shipping 100 cell phones that are still sealed out of the country.
Just remember that the ports that these things are going to end up at aren't going to be scrutinized.
Well, the endpoints, no, it's getting them out.
That's what I'm saying. Look at what's happening with the car.
They can't catch everything, but that's a risk, right? And clearly, these guys are taking.
There's too much. There's just too much corruption out there. Like you can't fight it all at once. There's not enough manpower to get past all that. Did it work that piece?
You know what? And actually, about the eye and the eyes. Here's where the apples are actually better than the other ones. Because it isn't. Well, they'll get blocked upstream. So those phones will get bricked. The cell phone crime isn't as good as it used to be. They're largely preying on the ignorant.
Well, they're still doing it. That's what's kind of weird. It's like you think technology could catch it better, but I don't know.
Well, they've done enough to change it a lot. That's for sure.
Did that piece work? The one with the missing peg?
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. It was malformed, but not warped. So there's nothing in the way to prevent the clips from working. Good. It's just you didn't have the full pinch of two. So, and it's actually quite invisible.
Yeah, you can't see it at all. Yeah. No, it worked out good.
It was just dumb luck. It was that one because I didn't know I pulled that.
I'm just wondering why the hell they went with orange for the seats.
They have done a lot of these weird colors, cream and this caramel color. And
like, was that a color back in the day for this car? Was it supposed to be that burnt orange, maybe?
I don't know, but they've used the same colors for a couple of these builds now. Yeah. So it seems to be a common.
Maybe the contrasting colors of some sort.
Hey, cheap to produce in these two colors. And
that's it. Yeah. So there won't be an engine to this, or there will be an engine?
There must be something because they had me.
Well, there's one peg in the middle there to hold it in, so it's kind of.
So we got a question for you, Dan.
Well, no thanks. I'm not participating in trivia.
Oh no! Wait.
Yeah, it's the trivia.
Oh,
he's throwing stuff at you again. You fell for
it. He did one earlier. Yeah.
He says that's a question for me. No thanks. Okay. I was like, should I participate?
I'll tell you what, David, you're now limited. You're not reading. Otherwise, we're going to mute you on all the streams.
He's got to give us some good trivia that's worth a while.
I mean, I'll let almost anyone on screen with me, but they got to be talking out of their own mouth and not out of a book.
Let's see some.
People interest me, not books.
Life knowledge.
There's no books on my show. I got 2 books I haven't read, and they're right behind me. I still haven't read them. Remember when I said I was going to start reading them? I still haven't cracked it open.
Still haven't touched it.
Dave's
like, no.
You know what I'm going to do?
You've been warned, David.
No, you know what? I should put them in the car. I should put one in the car. Because what do I do on break when I bother to take breaks?
Just go sit in the car?
No, I turn my phone sideways and I watch YouTube. I put it up in the dash.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what?
I swear, electronics is waste. When you get on like any application on the phone, an hour will go by and you're just like, where the hell did that hour go? And it's not good.
I only took 1 second break in the 4 days this week, yesterday. And I sat there and I was watching 1 or 2, the 2 or 3 subs I'm sub to, and it's like, this is great. And I looked at my watch. I got a minute to get in, and it takes me 2 minutes to get back in and clock, right? Like, oh shit. I did double time it. Thank God I take the first I have the first or second parking spot, so I'm not far from the door or anything. But
that's good.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm gonna give you a little what do you call it? A commercial break. My doctor told me to take for if you ever get like a sore throat that just kind of tickles or kind of like inflamed or whatever. But this crop, extra strength.
I love Supercol.
So he said go with the ES because
I've had it on and off for like probably
so damn
years.
Good. Yeah.
And so of course, I'm pretty sure they're sugar free, which is of course.
Yeah. So they're not. They're sucrose free. Honey lemon is this one.
Yeah.
I got it at Costco because it was like I was there anyway, and it's got the benzocaine and menthol, so it actually numbs your sore crap for a while. Best damn thing I've had all week. I'm gonna keep that on
Um,
handy
I,
from
I
now
don't
on.
know if I have any in the house right now, but that used to be a go-to forever.
I
for
swear I had the
us.
cherry ones back in the day, but it was just the
Yep.
regular ones,
Yeah.
the red ones, right? But this
Yep.
honey lemon one is just doing the trick. Little tickle. I swear my throat was getting kind of crappy again, but that's gonna look really cool.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
So are the hood pieces, the frame for the top, formed, or you have to make them?
No, it's all brick built.
It's all brick, eh?
Yeah, this is all brick built.
It'd be interesting to see the cross member, like the framing for this.
There is a.
Do the doors open on
panel.
this set? Yeah, they do. Right?
There's hinges.
I see it
I have
right now.
clips on either side. By the way, I'm not a fan. We'll see what it's like when I hook them up.
How it looks, right?
This, I think, is the first time I've seen this hinge piece in Mega.
What's it look like? Turn it up to the camera.
We've got pins here.
Oh, is it pins? Yeah, and then the ones will go up into it.
Clips on the opposite side, so it'll be reversed on the outside.
So Mega had that in the builds, the structure builds that you could open and close. So King Arthur had it as far back as like 2010s.
I mean, I'm sure they're fine. I looked at it and went, "Oh, I don't know if I like that."
It'll be good. Yeah, it just depends on how far they stick out on the picture. I can see it in the picture, in the thumbnail picture.
And that's the other thing that bothers me is they do protrude out a lot.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, but which is kind of funny because like they definitely have some interesting techniques. Like this has been very common. This S build for all the hinges for hoods and trunks. They've been doing it on all these large scale builds. Mm-hmm. That's a different way of doing things than say Lego might do it, and it hasn't been bad. I mean, it produces a pretty good result. Nothing, they don't stick. They all function. Sometimes Lego makes a door and it doesn't really open right. Like the empty blank spot on the front. I don't know what he's referring to.
Empty blank spot in the front of the car? Where? What empty blank spot?
Maybe he's meaning all this.
The front end? Is there anything up front that's blank? On the front end? You got the symbol. That was typical. Like they couldn't obviously get the curvy pieces in.
Okay, this is one thing I knew I was going to hate. So there's a a 2x2 with a bar, and now this is going to clip in. So it'll be able to. I knew when I built it, it would be a pain, and sure enough, like it's practically hidden at this point. Like really, this is in this build. There's been a couple really odd instructions. Like I feel like this is a different guy. Who's
like a different designer? Yeah.
Yeah, because like just some of the stuff I'm doing, just like.
Let's see what David, are you talking about the license plate on the front of the car? The blank spot? That's your license plate. That would be there. Is it that one? Oh, yeah. It says yes.
Well, no front plate.
Yeah, it's just because it would be a plate that would go there.
No front plate.
Unless you're in the States where some don't need it or one of the provinces in Canada.
Yeah, a lot of places don't need two plates.
Yeah, he's like, oh, didn't know. Okay. Well, problem solved. How much more do you have in the book to go, stepwise?
Couple
pages?
The pages is like, there's 116-ish pages, 115 pages, and I'm on 86.
That's not bad. You're probably going to finish it tonight. Hey, question on the box itself. Is there any upcoming sets on it? Since that's the latest set that came out?
No.
Nothing, eh? No. Keeping it tight.
See, you know what was funny? So Star Wars, for certain sets, UCS sets, they used to do a shadow hint. So
like a black. When
they did the Millennium Falcon UCS set, on the previous big build, there was a Falcon in the shadow, like a silhouette. And then when the Falcon came out, there was a silhouette or something like. And they've done that. They did that a few times, and there was a hint at the next big set coming up. It's kind of cool. I repeat, I will stop sending faxes. Problems. Okay, well, we'll take your word for it. I'm not going to make you sign a contract. I am far more interested in what you have to say, David, than in what some weenie who wrote a book.
I can only imagine
Because
how many
I
times
will
they need to
always pay
Google.
more attention to you if I'm hearing you and not. It's like when you were writing stuff that's clearly almost word for word stuff I've read in a DK book. It's like,
Well, here's the thing. Instead of sending facts, send us what you collect and what you don't collect and what you like and what you don't like
yeah.
in Mega. Because you're obviously here for Mega, for anything related to Mega. I really hope. What's your top collection thing that you like? What's your favorite build?
So you know what's fun when I accidentally posted this stream to the other group, my other chat group, and they're going, "How many cars does Mega make?" I go, "Actually, a lot now. They're not like Speed Champs or Lego Technic prolific, but there's a lot of Mega cars." And the guys are going, "Yeah, we've been watching your builds and this and that, and some of these are really cool." I go, "Yeah, there's, you know, it you can see that some people are turning their thinking because so many of the Lego groups, I mean, like the purists are just, oh, it's so hard, but they're slowly, and that's a nice thing. I get to post my Lego links in their groups. Well, guess what? If I can catch on the Lego, sooner or later, you're going to get a notification about my Mega builds. They only have to see one, and then usually they get to see, hey, it's a decent experience, right? Having that malformed piece, on that clip, well, hey, that's nothing new because I've had that, dozens of times in Lego. Well, maybe not dozens, but a dozen times.
It happens.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It happens. And it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's probably my first real malformed piece in Mega, really. I've had pieces where the print wasn't right. Like when I had the reflective piece on one of the Warthogs before I actually got a replacement sent to me because I wasn't willing to wait. I took silver paint and I replicated what they were going to do anyway. So
yeah,
it's like, why not?
It's like, David, do you have any Mega that you?
Well,
like?
David,
Like
I mean, I'm all bricks count. Why? Is there
Lego
something other
robots?
than Lego Omega you're into? Is there?
Oh, he
other
says Lego
performance?
robots. He likes to build, so he's at one part there.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? You know what Lego's doing that I think is horrible. Now I don't mind that they're doing the mechs and the Marvel stuff because it's comic booky, whatever stuff anyway, right? But they're going to give us 3 mechs this year that are Star Wars.
Okay, is it like those ones that are kind of like an oversized figure kind of thing?
Well, yeah, they're following the same line as the Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, what are you?
They're not really. It's a very niche market. Like, who really wants that? I don't know.
Here's the problem. These, I guess they're $20. I'm not sure what they are up here in Canada, but these mech sets sell. They're hot.
Really?
Dude, we sell a crap ton of them at Walmart. I can only assume everyone else is selling a crap ton of them. I was talking with one of my managers. I said, "Can you look this stuff up for me?" Because we can't keep it in.
Really?
What we ship and then what we do through the grocery. And that's the thing. Like you can actually hit, because they're so small, when you do Walmart grocery. So if you're on the app, it'll show up as green, not blue.
Yeah.
So
there's a few toys.
Dude, they'll pick it for you in the store and have it part of your food delivery. Like those stupid little mechs are one of the hottest things going, which is probably why they figure, hey, it worked in the Marvel. Let's put it in Star Wars and see how it does there.
So you got 2 things going for you: the price point and the name, the theme. So who's not going to go for that, right?
Yeah.
And it was so funny that the other day I went through the store because I was just browsing, and then I took off. It's majority of the time I just leave without grabbing anything. But a mom came in and said, "I can't always be buying you something every time we come to the store."
I just had that. So I had that experience.
Just like I turned around and I'm like, this kid's expecting something every time. I'm like, no. Yeah. It was better. It's like, I can't buy you something every time you clean or do your chores.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this kid is spoiled.
Yeah. No, and
like,
that's
Mom, come on.
I gotta admit, my daughter, like, you got to meet my daughter, but it's like, dude, she never was like that. And it's like we give her a credit card. She has a credit card.
Yeah.
We take care of it, but it's like she's not that person. She is not. She doesn't abuse it. She tells us when she spends something above and beyond like what we've encouraged her to use that card for. Um, Also because she knows she can ask us within reason. And I mean, you saw what I did in the summer. I mean, I spent stupid money on all the tech in the world for her to go to school. It's like she knows that we will, within reason, we'll buy her anything, but she doesn't ever push that envelope.
That's
and
good.
she's not that.
Yeah.
She's not a princess, you know. And we never had that issue of that stupid tantrum shit, you know.
Oh my gosh.
I watched my sister do that.
That's
to
a
my
like a
My
5
sister did
6-year-old.
that to my dad when I don't know she
Oh,
might have been
yeah.
9 or 8 or whatever she
Oh
was.
gosh.
She did that once to my dad. And you know what my dad did?
Uh-oh.
He straight up said, "I will never go out with you again." He honored that promise.
Wow.
He never went out in public with my sister again after that. That's the kind of guy he was, and yeah. I mean, I've always been tough with my family, my daughter, but it's like, I guess maybe, I don't know if it's just because of the way we raised it, you know, my daughter and stuff, but just never had those outbursts. We never had that level of disrespect. You know, the kids are just not spoiled.
Well, it all comes down to the parent, you know, letting them have their little tantrum one time and then not giving it.
Not just that, but they don't parent. They're not. They don't even look at their kids, right?
I know.
I ask my daughter all the time, "What are you doing?" She's in her room, and I saw her in front of the computer, and she goes, "I'm painting." I go, "Okay, yeah, but what's on the computer in front of you?" My daughter's 18.
Yeah.
But I still ask her.
Yeah.
She goes, "I'm watching you," and I go, "Excuse me?" Apparently, that's a show. And it's, but I still ask.
Oh, you in Netflix, on Netflix. Yeah.
There you go. See, I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
But
it's about not a serial killer.
My
but
daughter's 18. I don't have to, but I'm engaged. I'm still asking questions. I want to know what's going on.
Dude, I'll tell you right now that growing up with immigrant parents, they didn't give two shits what we were doing after hours. They were like we're working. Go entertain yourself. And they could care.
Hey,
you guys still remember
my dad only cared if I was home at 6.
Right.
Was I home for dinner?
Yeah.
Yes. Beyond that, school. Care. He didn't care.
Bedtime by 9:30.
He was exhausted. Yeah. If he don't get me wrong, in the summers when I would take off with him, that was great. That was a great time with me and my father. The rest of the time, my dad couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
He was exhausted. He was a breadwinner. That's what he was.
Yeah.
My mom, well, other than what little she did as a housewife, and I'm not knocking housewives, but my mom was horrible.
And other things to worry about, eh?
She was not an awesome mother, not an awesome housewife. Like, we were left to our own devices. That's how I could go out on my, walk 20 and 30 kilometers in a day with my friends around the city of Toronto, or go for bike rides from Bloor and Dufferin area in Toronto and end up at Pape and Danforth, right? Or end up near Huron, Ontario and Mississauga as a 11-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Not taking public transit, by the way, walking or riding a bike, Dave is out of here, right? Take it easy, Dave. But I had great experiences too. My mom and dad, well, my dad's been gone a long time, but my mom still doesn't have a clue so much what I've done.
I tell you, man, our parents
are not. Is you be home before your dad gets home.
Yeah, there you go.
And I catch no shit, and she didn't care. Yeah, and that was the upbringing.
I swear, today the parents are too in their kids' faces, like the helicopter parents or the snowplow parents.
And where I was guilty of a lot of stuff was, okay, so we had the nanny for the first 8 years, right? So we got to be a little bit more hands-off than maybe we should have been.
Oh, okay. So what was your mom doing that you needed a nanny?
Well, my mom, I guess I never told the story.
No.
So when we got pregnant, my mom stepped up and said, "Hey, blah, blah, blah." And, okay, great. So we were making those preparations for us to be a melded family where she would be that person, help me raise our kid.
Okay.
Wow, we were 2 or 3 months before the birth, and then she comes back to me
Don't tell
and
me.
she goes, "I can't do it." I go,
Oh.
and she goes, "Well, I'm into this guy and this and that, and
Oh wow.
all right,
So the
that's
commitment just
this
flailed,
is
right?
well, because my dad had been gone a while, and hey, the fact she found anyone, good on her.
Yeah.
But I was pissed. Had very little to do with my mom for 4 years because of that.
Because of that. Yeah.
But my best friend's mom, she stepped up and said, "Oh, hey, no problem. I love you, Rick, and you're practically my son anyway." And honestly, she was also looking for an excuse to not go back into the workforce anyway. So it's like it just worked out for everybody. But that's where it was kind of bad for us because it was too easy. And I mean, I love her to death, but she definitely had stuff that drove us crazy. Like she was a heavy chain smoker. Not the best environment for the kid, right? And she tried to dumb it down during the day and stuff, but as soon as you go in, you can smell the smoke.
Oh. Boo.
Yeah, yeah. Because because when my daughter's not there, she's chain smoking anyway, so it's not like it's not in the environment. There was all kinds of little things like that, but we made the best decisions we could at the time based
Yeah,
on
yeah,
what
yeah.
we could afford and do all that, and but as a result, like my daughter got used to the idea of not walking to places because what nanny do? The nana, she took her everywhere in a van because we paid the gas for the van, no biggie,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean that's just the way it was. So when we had moved. The nanny back to the coast when her husband died, um, we all had to get used to not having the nanny around, not having access to that van. And it's like my daughter had to get used to walking to school,
Oh my gosh.
walking everywhere, because for 8 or 9 years, she didn't really have to do any of that. She was picked up
Mm-hmm.
and dropped off by a van every day, right? Um, that was a culture shock for all three of us. Like we had to learn what it's like to not have a car, and then very quickly got a car. But yeah, being that helicopter parent thing, it's like my daughter was definitely far more sheltered than me or my wife ever was.
Oh gosh.
Well, my wife was raised by only her father. Her mother was not really a part of her life at all. Her parents were divorced like early on. Her father brought her from the coast to Toronto and raised her and her brother by
Mm-hmm.
himself. Like now, how rare is that? The father got the kids, right?
That's super rare, right there.
Super rare,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And did a fair job of it because hey, my wife's awesome. But yeah, that was something.
Yeah, it's everybody's got their way of doing it.
But yeah, there's when I see the little kids, I tell you, like even today, so I'm walking Yorkdale, getting my laps. I did a little bit more than I should have, and then I had to wait for my daughter. She was at university because we were going to do the shopping thing. And I'm looking at subway station is in the university complex, like underground at York U, and it's like I said, you know what? I'm not coming up there to see you because it's too hard to park and pick up. It's a pain in the ass up there. Too many roads you can't even drive down in there. So it's like, you know what? I'm at Yorkdale anyway doing my laps. I'm just going to sit after my walk. And then she basically tapped me on the shoulder. I'm just sitting there watching YouTube. But there was people going by. And, my phone, a year ago when I bought it, it was the most expensive iPhone you can get. But I saw kids in strollers today at Yorkdale. They had the same phone. Or they had the 14, the newer one. And they're just sitting in this stroller. The parents give them this
Oh,
$1,000 phone.
oh,
And this is
one
what they
throw,
have.
one
And this,
throw.
well, that too. Well, I mean, they were all in cases, but still, whatever. But it's like you're giving your kid this $2,000 device. What if the kid drops it, or
It's
someone?
like
I mean,
just
are you even
yeah.
going to notice when your kid drops it? I mean,
Oh
because you're so
man.
self-involved or whatever. It's like,
See, I've had to do the little bit of everything so that my kids don't get too crazy because they're gonna live in an electronic world anyway. Might as well know how to use it properly.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm just kind of like, electronics is going to be limited to a certain amount of time, and the rest of the time you're going to learn how to be a kid, a regular Joe Schmo kid, where you can be bored, you can go create something with your artwork. Like I always buy those art sets where you can do different mediums. I got kinetic sand, I got Play-Doh, like even like mechanical toys like Beyblades and things that you have to actually use and think ahead. That's why I was into blocks with my kids, because my kid's creations when he was doing the big chunky mega blocks, they were awesome. They were so good. And
well, my daughter definitely had it special when she was in grade 6. We built her first computer. That was her reward for doing so good. I think it was grade 6. Yeah, I don't think it was grade 8. I'm pretty sure it was grade 6. And it took us 2 days, maybe the whole weekend. And I won't say that she thought it was fun. Daddy enjoyed it more than she did. But she got that experience of building her, her first PC that she owned. Because I thought that was a unique experience.
Nice. Yeah, because no kid knows what the inside of a computer looks like.
No.
Unless you're watching Tron from the 80s or something like that,
Yeah. Well, what's funny is like when I bought that new computer I'm streaming on now, and I had opened it up because I was curious. And really, to tell you the truth, it's practically a laptop.
Yeah, they're so thin now. So
because there's not even a drive in it. It's M.2. And,
well, I still remember you get a motherboard that was the size of your TV screen, right? And now it's like the compact, like you said, it's like the size of a Chromebook.
Small boards, yeah. Right? They're very
amazing.
Yeah, a lot of them are small. Now, so this one still has a fair size motherboard. It's not a full, but it still has 6 add-in slots on the board, but otherwise it's as short. It's as long as for the slots as needed, but it's still a short profile. So I could probably put it in an even smaller case if I really wanted to. Not that I would, because I think that'd be a little weird. But yeah, I tell you, kids are just never going to know what it's like to have something that we did.
I think growing up through the 80s and 90s of the technological forwarding of everything, because we got to grow up with the I still laugh at this joke that's going around now where kids are going, or the Gen Z is going, it'd be so nice if there was like a phone in your house that I think I told you this joke already. It's like where, in case of an emergency, somebody could call it and anybody could pick it up and it's never busy. And the guys will go on there. It's like, I think you're specifying what we call a landline, folks. And
yeah,
it's like, yes, they are still around. Hell, I think my mom's house still has a rotary phone pulse connection.
Check this out. Remember what I was saying? I felt like there's a different designer who did this compared to a lot of the other builds. And now I know I'm convinced of it, where the hinges are different. Not that I necessarily had opening doors on a lot of the other builds, because I don't think I really did. But the fact that this doesn't open and close,
go flush.
Well, like this is what I call Lego doors. They do this all the time. Yeah. Square edge to square edge, which is not good.
So you're roughing
having rounded edges here.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So it's not smooth, eh?
I mean, I'll flex it afterwards to see if there's a difference, but it's like that is not smooth.
But here's the funny thing: that original door was like that, because when you slam that sucker, it was a kaplunk, like it was solid.
Yeah, right? But I bet it lined up. I bet it lined up right.
Oh, but it lined up.
Yeah.
That was a heavy ass door. I remember that.
Well,
man, that was such a good car. That was a 6.6 liter.
I had an 89 Grand Am. The door was the same size and heavy as all hell.
That car was a beast. It would torsion. If you put your foot on that gas, that whole front end would just like, and you'd feel it. But power steering was crazy. You could turn the car with your pinky, right? Because of the amount of weight up front.
Boy.
It was, and then it was light as hell in the back, because there was nothing at the back rear drive wheel for weight wise.
I couldn't tell you anything about the 89 Grand Am other than, as fun as it was a piece of crap, because it was fast and dangerous. It was very dangerous.
To get out of hand.
It drove best with 5 people in the car, all the weight to keep it down. Mostly because the thing was, again, like I said, a piece of crap and dangerous. But yeah, actually, that day when we had 5 people in the car, it was raining, and I was definitely driving way too fast, and everyone's going, "Wow, man, this thing handles great." I go, "Only because you're all in here." Because the rest of the time it didn't. It was a miserable thing to drive.
You had an 89 Grand Am?
Our first car was a 1989 Grand Am. We took a mechanic friend.
Grand Am.
We took a mechanic friend with us.
What was the color of the interior?
Oh,
Red velvet?
No,
Black?
no, dark gray.
Dark gray. Oh, okay, Pontiac gray. I gotta remember.
Yeah, dark gray. So we took a mechanic friend with us, took a look at it. He told us everything that was wrong with it. The dealer we were buying it from, he had like 100 cars on the lot, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
he
he
said, "Get it out of here."
No. He said, "Okay,
No?
blah blah blah. If you agree on the revised price," I go, "Yep. If you get all these fixed." And 20-ish days later, it was all done. We went back. My wife went, picked it up. On the way home, first time picking it up, caught on fire on the 401.
Oh no!
Very first night, like literally picking it up. So, and of course, she's calling me. She's in tears, blah. And this is back in the days of what phone did we have? Those heavy-duty Nokia phones.
Yeah, the Nokia. Yep, the bricks, the analog bricks.
The blinking antenna that we bought third hand or whatever.
Yeah. Don't you remember we used to have pagers on our pocket so it could vibrate on silent mode because the phone didn't have vibration? A pager for yourself.
Yeah, I remember putting all those stupid face plates on the Nokia phones.
That too, yeah. Oh man, these kids these days, they
I mean, we thought that was the greatest, and it's
that shit was just like, hey, we can talk to each other, we can text each other.
Well, not only that, you could drop your phone and not worry about it,
and not worry about smashing. Well, all you had to worry about was the gravel mark, right? From
you get a scar on it, but everyone's phone ended up with a scar on it. But yeah, those things are beasts. You can buy world phones that have that kind of quality and durability still, but they're still horrible phones and they're gigantic.
They've been really good. I remember one time I was looking into it where Panasonic had the world's smallest phone, where it was functional and it was the size of like the size of your thumb, but it was open, like it could open.
So I remember watching Larry King live when he was still on CNN, of course. And he had on one of the executives from Motorola. So at the time they were showing off I think the same one I had, the V3 flip phone, which I love that phone. It was small. I mean, it was a crap phone, but it was, for what it was fine.
The small StarTAC or whatever it was called.
Oh, StarTAC was kind of cool too.
My dad had
one of my friends had one of those, and that was a neat phone.
It was a cool little phone, yeah.
But so I had the flip phone, and I thought that was great because it was small, form factor, everything. But on Larry King, what they were showing at the time is they said next year, and they showed it. It was credit card thin. It was 2 credit cards basically of thickness when it was folded close, and they showed it. And while it didn't have cell service, it was functional, like it turned on.
Okay.
And that was in whatever year that was. Well, we never have seen that. Not from any manufacturer. How cool would that have been? A phone that you could pretty much put in your wallet.
Yeah, that phone would be.
That would have been
on
cool.
it. I guarantee you.
And that might be why it never came out, because they probably couldn't figure out how to make it flexible.
Yeah. Well, look at
now they can.
What's the one phone that has the flexible screen that they?
Well, they got the Samsung Fold.
That's it. Yeah.
They're the number one guys, but there's plenty. There's like 6 manufacturers now with folding screens. And Apple has patents for a few that they may never do anything with, because Apple's the king of having patents and never following through. Well, companies like that have patents because they love to be able to sue each other into oblivion and say, hey, you can do this or you can't do that, or give us a piece of the action. And honestly, actually, Samsung's doing that right now. So Apple, they try to pull away from all the other manufacturers as much as possible. Times are such that they want to control everything. So let's not use so much Samsung parts. Let's not use so much Panasonic. Let's not use so much Lucky Gold Star LG stuff. Let's do as much of the silicon and everything that we can on our own. Good idea, right? Bring back control the all the supply chain stuff. That works until it doesn't. One place it didn't work for them is the screens. Samsung still has a really good stranglehold and good knowledge and a good product with the actual screen technology. Apple can't do it can't do it fast enough and with a certain level of quality needed to be an iPhone, right? Part for an iPhone. So they're starting to have to go back to Samsung to say, hey, blah, 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 because what Samsung has done is Samsung has some patents on certain LCD technology that Apple can't violate without getting sued.
Yeah.
And they want this tech because it's a little bit better than what they were trying to do. Why reinvent the wheel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're having to go back to Samsung on this, at least this one thing. And that's okay, whatever, that happens, right? I mean, iPhone's full of Samsung parts. I can open my iPhone now.
That's the generic stuff
Samsung
now, right?
components in there for sure. And there's 2 or 3 Panasonic parts. And I know the RAM, I think, is from 3 different companies that they source them from. They all work pretty much equivalent to each other speed-wise. And one of them is like a gold star. So, I mean, that's just manufacturing, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. But it's kind of neat that, just having the patents is enough sometimes to stop your competition from going around and doing their own thing, because it's like, oh, you're doing it one way and you're doing it really good. Now there's another way that someone could do it, but if they do it that way, then you sue them and you stop them, and then they got to come back to you and buy your version, even if it's not as good as the other idea. Man, that's dirty.
Yeah. The whole thing, you gotta remember, it all comes down to mass manufacturing. The flavor of the month. You know, you can now get a 70-inch for like under $1,000, right? So it's they keep pumping out these, because who doesn't make TVs anymore? Is it?
Well, there's only 6. Yeah, well, there's only 6 manufacturers on the whole planet making.
Yeah. Doesn't Samsung make all the screens?
Making anything over 32 inches? Only 6 manufacturers. Everyone else is rebadging, repackaging.
Yeah. But even then, I know the screens for some of the TVs are all made by like either Samsung or one of the bigger companies. They produce them all. Because I forget who sold out. I think it was Panasonic who stopped making them, or Pioneer stopped making them. And then plasma is gone, right? Like we don't even use plasma anymore.
Plasma was actually, the truth is, plasma was never a good tech. Never good. And brutal on electricity.
Well, they were, excuse me. They were hot. They ran hot, and they had a lifetime to them, right? They would burn out.
No, it was. It was not good. Oh, I made a mistake there. But yeah,
and they were super pricey, right?
Yeah,
when they came out, holy cow! But even now, you can get these now, the Samsung frame, where it's super thin, but that's a pricey damn TV. I haven't been looking lately with their prices, but I can only imagine what the upper levels are costing people. Is that for the side view mirror?
Yeah, this is going to be the side view, and this is going to be, I guess, their door handle, which I'm not impressed with when I did it.
Is it literally just that little peg?
And then you're going to, for the handle, you're going to put a little piece in there.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's a gay.
Like I said, there's a lot about this. Like,
that should have been flush. That should have been like a flush, or at least a chrome piece. Because damn, those
that would have been nice,
chrome.
but no. Well, okay, for the mirror, they do have a print on a weird side there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that a one piece?
Yeah.
Not put together?
Well, you're going to add one more piece to it to peg it in.
Peg it in, yeah. So it's in the side, right? A little L shape?
Yeah.
Well, they're using what they got in their inventory, I guess. I would have loved to see what a prototype would have looked like in multicolor, because all they're doing is picking off pieces, right, from the bins. That would have been interesting. But there's no way this came out from... I see a lot of generic pieces, but yeah, I don't know. You got the angled cuts. It's funny to recognize a lot of these pieces from across the themes.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's where you have the product knowledge. See, I don't. I look at it like, I'm always seeing, oh, look at all these new things. New to me. They may have been used.
Meanwhile,
15 years.
12 years ago, they used the exact same piece in an old set.
Yeah.
Just
So
better
I can't,
quality.
I cannot speak from a position of ultimate knowledge when it comes to Mega. I can look at most of the Lego stuff, and I'll tell you when it was done. If it's in the
Oh
last
man,
40 years,
don't
I have pretty good product knowledge on the Lego when it comes to the parts.
uh,
Like I
don't
can
get
look like Lego, for example, this clip here.
yeah.
So Lego actually has 4 versions of the exact same clip. Exact same clip.
Like
It's
4
no
different
no hole,
styles of the
no hole.
exact same.
So
Yeah.
what they did was reinforce the clip at different dimensions. It
Okay.
functioned the same. You put the same bar in there.
Yeah.
The position of the clip from the base of the piece is the same, but various thicknesses and stuff were
Okay.
tested and changed over the years. 4 different versions, and
So they did 4 different upgrades to that piece
yeah,
over time.
A, B, C, D,
Yeah.
and if you try and buy it from Bricklink stores, that's one of the
Oh.
parts you almost never get the proper one for.
Because people
Because there's
don't
a few times where you need a very specific version to finish the build
like
the
the
way
one
it
with
was
the hole
intended.
versus the one without.
Well,
Kind
none
of.
of them have the hole. Not
Oh,
from
none of them
Lego.
with the hole. Oh.
Lego doesn't make one
Oh.
with a hole. That's a Mega
Really?
thing. Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't seen one yet. That's a clip on a 1x1 with Lego, no hole.
No hole in that one. Because
It's all
Mega has both
solid stud.
versions. Mega
Yeah.
does have both.
But
Closed and not
and I'll
closed.
tell you, the few parts I've seen where they're sticking holes in, I scratch my head, and then when I do get to finally see them use it in a certain way, like, oh, that's genius.
That's why. Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's great. Like sometimes where they'll have us put a post through it, and it's like, wow, that makes it so much stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, that was brilliant. There's definitely ideas Lego and other companies need to steal because they are really good ideas.
Well, building techniques is not a big deal. It's this quality that you're getting like that, where it's stronger, reinforced, or you can use it in a different way. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna attempt to finish this tonight? Or one more build?
I'm still going. I don't know. If I don't finish this tonight, I don't know when I will finish it. Tomorrow, wifey's off, and we're probably going to spend most of the day together. I don't know. We are doing dinner, but that could be an early dinner because it's all of us old people. I think my daughter won't be around, and my buddy's getting.
Do not tell me you guys like to eat at 5 p.m. I'm gonna shoot you.
Well, I eat at 6. Like I don't
regular
eat dinner later. Like tonight was an exception. We ate at 8:00.
Oh wow, that's too late.
Yeah. That was late for us because when my wife came home, she goes, "Oh, I forgot I gotta go to the vet." I go, "Why are you going to the vet? Our cat never goes out. He's old as F. I mean, why are you spending any money on him? He's fine. He's healthy."
What was the concern?
Healthy. Well, not all. It's we're good pet owners. Do the right thing for the stupid animal, right? But it's like
it's a checkup.
It's a checkup, and actually, he's a pound less than he was a year ago. So apparently, we got a thumbs up for that because he's definitely
Why
way
is he?
over.
Is he morbidly obese or something?
I guess in cat world, he probably is.
Cat world, yeah.
But he's a pound less than he was a year ago. And they said, "Well, what are you feeding him?" And she told him. Of course, we're not buying the food at the vet because that's just stupid money.
Yeah.
And
they asked you to change it or a different suggestion?
Oh, they always tell you to change it. Come on.
Yeah.
But she told them what we do buy, and they go, "How much you feeding?" And my wife goes, "Honestly, I don't know because actually, we all do this. We used to take our hands and go in and do it like this.
Okay.
And then we got to a point like it's too much food, so now it's half of what we used to do with our hands because we can't be bothered to use a scoop, because then you got to clean the scoop. Like,
so he's just eating and eating and eating as much as he can get.
Well, we give him once in the morning. She does it when I wake up. She feeds him once, and then I don't know if she feeds him again during the day, and then around our dinner time she feeds him, and then a little bit before we go to bed, because otherwise he bugs us around 1 a.m.
Oh, then he's like feeling hungry. Yeah.
Whatever. The problem is it's more about attention than the food we found, and he loves the attention.
I found out that cats, the reason they wake up in the middle of the night is because they think you're dead. They want to make sure you're not dead.
Well, I'm always telling people they want to eat our eyeballs. So
but apparently cats are, how they're already nocturnal. They don't expect you to be sleeping as long as you do. So they're thinking, wait a minute, I only sleep a couple hours. You guys shouldn't be sleeping, and they'll go and wake you up.
See, I'm so bad when I see him sleeping during the day.
I wake him up
every time.
Good. Screw around with him.
Well, because he's always waking us.
Yeah.
I get mad at the wife. I go, if you get out of this bed to feed him, I won't be in when you come back because I'll go out on the couch or whatever.
Oh my goodness, too funny. And your damn cat is getting in the way of your happiness.
Oh yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. That one seemed to close better.
It did, didn't it? A little bit better.
Oh, it's the same. It's the same.
Oh no, it is better. But like I said, I'll flex it a little and whatever.
Question: do you have a figure that might fit that car?
Nope. And that one I use in the other one, it won't because of the wheel, the steering wheel.
Because it's got the right near the seat, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
I don't even know what scale that would be. That'd be like G.I. Joe scale.
Close.
Right? I was like, a mega figure won't look good close to that. That's
no,
sure.
it won't. No. The mega, the nice Call of Duty figures, nope.
Your Technic guy that you use in the other vehicle could
won't
technically, but he won't.
I mean, he could, but the problem is, I think even the clearance under that wheel is going to be trash.
Yeah, you can't get legs in there, right?
This steering wheel now is actually too small. You know how I said the one in the other car?
Yeah, was too big.
Actually, I still got it here.
It was in the black one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I cockeyed the wheels.
That does not look like Lego to me. God damn, that looks good.
Oh no, that's nice.
That is a damn good car.
And it looks good from most angles. Some of them don't look good from a lot of angles.
It's clean. It's a clean build.
It presents really well. And while I don't need it to be studless, because I do like to see Lego, there's actually, I think, only 2 visible studs here. 2 visible.
You like to see studs on builds? Really?
Bricks are bricks. I mean,
I always thought that if they had to show off the studs, then they would leave it. But if you didn't have to, you would keep it smooth, right?
I know a lot of people like to tile everything over, but
oh no, tiles are dumb. But I mean like pieces that aren't like fully pegged. You know, you've got those long stretches and those covers, but the tiling, unless you're like doing your chessboard and the Millennium Falcon or something, it doesn't need all that tiling.
Okay, so
3 more bags to go.
Well, no, I'm looking. And it's like there's a piece here. It's like, why?
Sometimes just extra pieces.
It might be an extra piece, but now I'm going to double check to see.
Or used in the next build, like in the next part.
Okay, so
carry forward.
No, there it is.
Oh, but you forgot it.
Yeah, back of one of the chairs.
Oh, yeah, square piece that's missing, right?
Here we go.
You had it on the other chair. Yeah. I forgot that. I noticed that.
There we go.
Well, they did keep it true to form. Your back seat would have no leg room.
Yeah.
Trying to sit in that back seat, they were terrible. As a kid, you were okay, but as an adult, god damn, that was
when
bad.
We went for the test drive in the new RAV. I did the first one, and then when wifey drove it, I got in the back seat.
Oh, in the RAV, yeah. And how'd that go?
Nice, really nice.
That's got leg room in there, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So I got in the back, and that's the thing. My back seat's not bad either. But if I got in the back behind her, and she didn't adjust the seat, because where I sit it really far back and everything, because I'm tall, and I go, man, this is nice. There's a lot of room back here. And I told my daughter, she didn't come with us. I go, you'll be happy to know there's even more room in this one. Really? Yep. I mean, because she's always been the back seat, all the vacation trips and all the drives across the country. So,
yeah.
Hey, dude, I mean, the first drive she went across the country with us in was in the Matrix. Imagine the back seat of a Matrix. And
no.
Now, keep in mind, she was probably 8 or 7, so she wasn't a giant. But still, that's the back seat of a Matrix,
I think anybody would be like wishing they were in something more comfortable.
Yeah. But we managed to get through. Actually, I tell you the truth, I love that Matrix. I really did. 2009 Matrix. Loved it to death. I mean, of course, I wish it had more clearance underneath it. Nothing worse than trying to go over stuff. And once you drive something, your connection went out, dude. What happened?
I think I was trying to close the windows and else.
Okay, your audio went to hell too.
Oh, can you hear me okay now?
A little better, yep.
No, I just the connection.
one of the problems with the Matrix, of course, is low clearance. And
Wasn't the Matrix the same as the? What was the same body? It was the same body as something else. Matrix and it was a copy.
um,
It was a copy of another vehicle.
well, it shared, so it shared the
The
frame.
chassis. Yeah.
Yeah, it shared the chassis of another small hatchback type car.
Can't remember what it was. But we used to make fun of it. It was like, oh, you have the Matrix and something else. It was exactly the same vehicle.
Oh, yeah, but the Matrix was nice, dude.
But it was actually nice, yeah.
Well, yeah, and it had a better finish than the other one. So the Matrix was a cross for one of the American cars.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one it was.
But the Matrix had all the nicer finish inside and then nicer componentry and stuff. That thing was a beast, though. I loved it. But once you get into so we went from that to the first half.
This is what I'm thinking of. So the Matrix was the same as the Pontiac Vibe.
That makes sense.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And let's admit it. I mean,
So the
nothing
Matrix was the
Pontiac
better
ever put out at the entry
No.
level was
No.
ever nice to be
No.
in, right?
It was garbage.
Yeah.
We had a few Pontiacs growing up, and we're like, oh my gosh, like from the 80s, 90s, ooh, run away.
I'm gonna crack this open. I'm feeling good.
So is it engine time? They're looking.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is. I see a lot of silver in the prints, but
Yeah.
So look
Oh,
at
the
that.
windshield.
we
Look at that.
have a windshield piece. That's a nice piece.
That's a nice color. Look at that.
And that can pop out if necessary.
They put it in for you too. You didn't have to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's a weird thing about some of the Mega stuff over the years. Like they'll show you these instructions. Oh yeah, this comes with this and that, and you put the scare, but you don't. Like the figures. How many times were the figures already more or less assembled? And like, oh, you're not doing
Well, you know why? It's because people didn't do it right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
When Halo was out and all those other figures and Call of Duty, they had the instructions to say, push it until it pops in. People must have either complained or word got back to them that they hated it. They hated putting the figures together.
My parts are going everywhere.
Yeah, they're bouncing on you. So how's the gold color on these prints? Pretty good?
The gold is good. They figured out, they don't seem to have a problem printing, and it looks like pretty much what I would expect.
Yeah.
Oh, now, if
beautiful.
and here's the thing, if Lego's printing it, it's half the time it's either not going to be squared up right.
No.
Or in the case of white, it's never like they should do a primer coat and they don't, because the white is always muted or grayed.
Oh, it bleeds out kind of thing?
Yeah.
They're
You
through.
take any minifigure that's got like a white shirt printed on, let's say, a flesh tone body.
Yeah.
That's never right. And it's even worse if it's on a dark color.
Oh
no, Legos. That's the thing. They're pad printing. Now I know they were moving up to like UV printing and stuff, and that should be better. But they, when I did the Mustang and to see how poorly the bottom stripes lined up.
Yeah.
That was horrible. Oh, that's so nice.
That's a good one. I love that Firebird emblem.
Is that... I'm not sure if that's going to be the one or not. What will line up with that? I guess we'll see. Probably that. Okay. Well, that's going to be nice. We'll see. And then, honestly, 17 is just the wheels, so we'll open them anyway.
Are they gold rimmed as well?
Black.
Oh, wow.
Gold.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah.
Oh, those are real nice.
Oh, and they're
What's
hard.
the tread?
And they're hard, nice. They're not the balloons that has been so far.
Are they notched in the back like those other ones you showed before?
What, the Speed Champ ones? No.
Yeah.
No.
And what's the tread like on that?
Why do you do that? I've been trying to wrap my head around the logistics of notching them.
Maybe just not to slip off kind of thing.
That's the only thing that makes
Can I see the tread? Is there any way to show the tread off?
I don't know.
Holy smokes, this is done good. Or done well, I mean.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm
Actually
digging those
pretty good.
tires. Yeah. I still haven't gotten this set yet at any discounted price or anything. They
Well,
were on
give it a
discount
little.
on Amazon.
I mean, give it a little time.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll pop up. But I'm telling you, I still think these things are ordered directly from Mega Warehouse and they're not held in stock. But I don't know.
Maybe that's how Toys R Us is doing it. That's not how we're doing it at Walmart, though.
No, you have them in stock at Walmart, I think,
Yeah.
right? It's on the website.
Well, we have some, we have definitely some in the warehouse. But look at my one order.
Yeah.
It was not handled by my warehouse. It was handled by a third party in Brampton. It's like, oh, that's neat. Hey, Mama Lego.
Waving pink hand is a.
Yeah, it's weird how that shows up in StreamYards. I'm curious how that's actually showing up on YouTube.
That's funny.
Where have you been, lady?
She's been building a bird house. Last thing I saw.
Well, I know at one point she wanted you to come help her. I mean, she was getting that kind of desperate or pissed off.
Oh, what was it for the snow?
No,
Or what was
the with that build, I think.
Oh, the build. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it wasn't working. But I think she got that working out right. I think she said she'd never taken it apart.
Oh no.
Okay, let's take this apart. We got a little rubber band.
Is that for the?
I really hate rubber bands, but so that means at some point. I mean, I'm going to go to Home Depot. Where is it? I'm going to go to Home Depot and see if I can source these.
The O-rings?
Yeah.
That'd be easy to get. Yeah, you get thicker ones too. Do you have any parts place near you? Any of those industrial parts place?
You know what? There must be. You got to figure with all the industrial stuff that's just north of me.
Yeah, because they do everything from like plumbing to like I've got plumbers, supply stores. I've got one where it's fasteners and all the other little things that come with.
Yeah.
Working on travel plans. Wes just rebooked me. Uh-oh. And not in your favor? Or how'd it go, Eileen?
Actually, so I was shocked to hear what they were doing at the airport.
What's going on?
Okay. So, in an effort to not have March break be the shit show that it's been the last few years,
yeah,
they are cutting back on the number of ins and outs at the airport. They are actually
what does that mean?
Responsible and not crazy overbooking. They're just scaling everything back so that we don't have so many coming and going.
Oh, you mean like arrivals and departures?
Yeah. So instead of every 15, because there was a time when it was like every 15 seconds, and they're moving it back to every 45 to every minute and a half. And that makes a big difference. Now, that also means there are people now who are getting plans canceled and whatever, because connections they're not going to line up now. Because so many of these plans are put in place months ahead.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And now that they're saying, well, you know what, we can't do this because we can't get your luggage to and from, and we can't check you in and out. And you know what? It's responsible to say we just can't do something. I mean, I know everyone wants it, of course, we're Toronto. We're going to make sure it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And they're having the same problems everyone else is having getting people to show up for work. So, no one wants to work. COVID screwed us good in that way. No one wants to work.
No one wants to do manual labor.
People who were working are pissed off because everyone else treated them like shit.
Oh yeah,
and I get it.
What do they call it? The great resignation.
Yeah. And quiet quitting and all these other neat terms that are popping.
Quiet firing, yeah. That was a dirty trick from way back in the day, where they would piss you off so much by like reducing your hours, giving you shit jobs, like tasks and whatnot. Yeah. That's an old tactic.
Oh yeah. Hey, so my first boss, we had this one fellow, Antonio. So he took a slip and fall.
Okay.
On us. And as far as any of us were concerned, he milked the crap out of it. and WSIB and all that jazz. It was something else. So we did everything by the book. Everything by the book. We brought him back. We had him do light duties. We had him do some QC where he didn't have to do any lifting, this and that. We catered him every way possible. But as soon as we got the all clear from the doctors and we put him back to work, first thing my boss did, give him to me.
Yeah.
Said, Rick, have him wrap skids. And I go, oh, I don't have anything to wrap. And she goes, no. Start pulling down everything in the far lane. Have them wrap them all. 45 skids in a row, right?
Holy cow.
And I mean, if you want, if they're spaced out and you get enough space, and if I already have them on the floor, you could wrap 45 skids in 25 minutes. If you don't have a heart attack, you could do it.
Sure.
A lot of people's hearts will start beating really, but you get dizzy, your heart rate will go up. I mean, it's bad. He wraps these skids. He goes to the back. He pukes.
Oh, man.
You know what? I thought for sure he was going to quit. Next day, you should make him do it again. I grabbed another lane of skids, right? Had him wrap stuff. He goes to the back, pukes again. She made me do that to him for about 2 weeks solid.
Oh.
Didn't quit.
There's a worker.
He stayed with us another 2 or 3 months, and then he quit when he got a good job.
Oh, he was just waiting.
Yeah, But I tell you, he earned my respect because I didn't even like what I was doing to him. And I was treating him like shit because I was no fan of his. But that was brutal. And
he never complained? He never badmouthed the job, like the scenario? Just shut the hell up and kept going?
Not to me, but like I said, we weren't exactly friends.
Okay.
And he knew I was on the side of management.
But
I also knew we were doing him dirty doing that, for sure. That was, hey, and don't get me wrong, like absolutely those skids should have been wrapped or should have been wrapped better or whatever, but not the way we were doing him. We treat think about it, it's a Chinese company, right?
Yeah.
Which is a story how, they didn't speak English to me for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. My first 2 years, they didn't speak. No, my coworkers didn't speak to me.
Oh, my goodness.
Not the barest amount of English possible. And there was none of this camaraderie or nothing. I was 2 years in before they started treating me with any respect. And then they realized, oh, I'm for real. I'm here to work.
I think 2 years is a little bit overboard on the I'm sticking around scenario.
Well, because I'm the English speaking guy dealing with the drivers. Because the number one guy on the floor, who was a great operator, Carl Chan, he was great at the machine and stock. And by the way, I mean, he had 20 years on me, but you couldn't tell it because he worked twice as hard. I mean, I was always working to keep up with him. That's where my work ethic came from, was trying to keep up with these older Chinese guys, because all these old Chinese guys were the hardest workers to this day I've ever seen. All of them. But they couldn't deal with the drivers, especially not just the English ones, but the French ones coming from Quebec. Not that my French was good, but I can bullshit my way through a conversation with a French driver good enough. Parlez-vous français, I can insult a driver pretty easily. But
do drivers have a good relationship with the warehouses most of the time?
Well, no, back then it wasn't bad. And the truck drivers would come in and, that's a nice mug, this and that. And, can I, and drivers didn't have a problem asking for something back then. And I go, I'll hook you up. And I take a case of 36, right? And you take it like this, you drop it. Well, it lands on the corner, breaks one. Well, now you can't sell the case to like William Ashley or whoever we're selling to. So now we have to part it out. And we put it in the replenish area for whenever you got a beat up one, you can throw one in. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There's one for you.
Here's the dented one. Here you go.
No. We can give them a good one.
Good one?
Yeah. Well, we write off the case.
Okay.
Case of 36, you drop it. Now the case is written off.
Okay.
Everything in there now. So we've written it off, but everything in there will now fix anything else we have a problem with.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The good
old actually a little bit cheaper to deal with.
Yeah. Well, it's easier for inventory too, because if you say, "Oh no, we only locked 10% of one case," like that's hard accounting. Say you wrote off the whole case, because no one wants to be tracking that kind of crap. Totally not worth the trouble. But yeah, I mean, those were. I mean, hey, everything I did back then, made me what I am today. And the respect I have where I am now. It's like and this just came up at work. Some of the safety stuff, because I had me and a coworker. We worked on a project, and I directed him to stack things a certain way. We tried to maximize it. We couldn't. We saw that it wasn't going to be working safety wise. Redirected him on how to do it safer. And then we noticed, oh, look at this. The box actually tells us, even if we had accomplished the first method, it wasn't going to work for us. It would have been too tall based on what the manufacturer said. Great. So the way we did it is not only the smart way, it's actually within what the manufacturer expects and to do. Perfect, right? Well, I work a 4-day work week. I come back, and what happened? The other shifts on what is, I guess, my weekends, right? They undid everything my buddy did.
Oh.
Went higher. Did it sloppy.
Oh.
Stuff's not wrapped. There was even damaged skids, and they weren't even smart enough to turn the skid around.
Uh-oh.
And you can imagine how bad that would be for my company if there was ever an issue. So when they came in yesterday, they were read the riot act.
Oh, really?
Well, for us, it's a safety violation. We write you up and this and that. And yeah, and I had words with one individual who I didn't know was responsible for it. And he actually straight up admitted to me, like, oh, and he told me why he did. I said, okay, you do realize that you were wrong, like not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. And I told him why on each thing. Oh, I disagree with this. And I go, you can disagree all you want. This is company policy.
Yeah.
So you have to stop thinking the way we did it for the previous 6 years. You have to think about the way we are now in the company we're in right now.
Yeah.
You have to unlearn just because we're old and we got the gray hairs. And I'm talking to him man to man. I go, you have the most experience of all these guys. Because you add his experience and my experience up, and we equal 10 guys in our building. But it's like, you've got to get that out of your head now, because now we have new rules.
Gotta play the game.
You
gotta play the game.
Yeah.
You're just playing an old game.
And at the end of the day, we were cool with each other. But at the time, he was not appreciative of the conversation. It's like, I'm sorry, buddy. You hear it from me or you hear it from the boss. I'd rather have you hear it from me.
Yeah, pull a little rank there. I was like, hey.
Well, it's not a rank thing. But the bottom line is he has to do better. He's actually a trainer too. So it's like,
oh my gosh.
And
you don't want to training bad people.
Well, I explained, like, you have a target on your head.
Yeah.
You have to do it better. You have to lead by example, because everyone is looking at you. And that he couldn't get through his head. It's like, no. Oh, I'm this and that. And no, you actually have to be that. You have to live the life. You can give up being a trainer. You can go back and not be a trainer. But yeah, he was, at the time, he was not happy about it. And he says, oh, but I was just fixing what was already there and this and that. But what's the first thing we teach you? When you pick up a skid, you now own it.
Oh, wow.
Well, no, that's it.
No.
So it doesn't matter if the last 3 dickheads before you did the job wrong and say didn't wrap a skid or didn't prep it or didn't put it on the right skid or they put it on a broken skid, any number of things, right? You're the last guy with a machine with blades and you're placing it somewhere. You're now responsible. You're the last man to touch it. Don't be that dick who doesn't do it right, or don't be that dick who causes something that's going to fall on someone, right?
Do you guys ever catch that before something bad happens?
Well, we have very tough. Well, we have in-house safety, so we got people whose jobs is just go around the building and narc on us.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, and it's tough. And I know a lot of the operators like play game and look over the shoulder, or no one's around, do whatever, and
not worth it.
And they think they won't get caught. Well, we can't catch everything, but we do have cameras. And if we see that something's bad, if all we have to do then is, okay, We determine the location. Okay, what cameras? Okay, 21, 22, and 26 over there. Okay. It's time consuming, but we can look and we will catch, even if you didn't do it in the system, if there's no systematic way to track who did something. If we know the area, we can spot it from the eyes in the sky, and we will.
What's something that you've caught, or like what was the last thing you guys caught?
Name it. Stuff that topples, people hitting racks, whatever.
Hitting racks with the machine?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, for sure. And
Couldn't
sometimes
that
it's
take down
nothing
the
more
whole
than a
rack?
love tap, but see when you tap blue racking or orange racking,
Yeah.
paint's designed to chip off. It's literally designed to flake off. And it's like, hey, this rack was new 6 months ago.
I got hit.
And now it's got road rash on it.
Wow.
Keep an eye on my flights. They're doing that to Brandon down to 3 days. Oh my goodness.
Now this whole reschedule thing is not good for people.
That's it's so stressful. It is so stressful so we're trying to, wifey's trying to say, we haven't planned a vacation proper this year yet. We're still playing with that. And she goes, by, this time next year, she's going to have a plan to do whatever. I said, well, whatever. And she goes, well, because we haven't planned anything yet this year. I go, you haven't sold me on anything.
Okay.
If you want me to leave this country, you got to sell me.
Yeah.
I'm not thrilled with the idea of getting on in a tin can. I'd rather drive always. I want control. I want to be able to pull over and take a whiz or a dump or whatever.
Have you guys done the East Coast yet?
Not this year.
Okay. Or anytime really.
Oh yeah. Well, we love the East Coast. That's like a second home for us. But
cool.
we want to do West. I want to do BC. And she doesn't necessarily want to do that drive. And I, for years I've been saying, Ryan, I'm coming out there and I'm gonna spend 2 nights on your couch, See the kids, and the kids are getting older and older, and I still haven't been out there. So it's like
the problem with middle of the country is that there's not much to see.
Well, that was the thing with my very first trip out, when I had any memory of it, was being like 8 or 9 years old or whatever it was, and taking the train across the country. Because as soon as you got away from the cities here, that was 2 days of provinces that were farm fields and telephone poles. And that's all I saw. And it's like, that was boring as all hell.
Eileen says that she's going to be a grandma again. A nana
oh
again.
My goodness.
What's that? How many is that now?
Well, she's got at least the 2, right? Wow. So is everyone happy about it, or is this a surprise?
Oopsie. It's not a COVID baby.
I remember when my brother came along, because he was 10 years younger than me, and that was
10 years.
10 years. And my sister's only about a year and a half younger than me. So, yeah, this was a big surprise. And, of course, he's a result of whatever rekindling of my parents' relationship occurred when my mom brought us back from Regina, back to Toronto. Surprised. It's cool, though. I like hearing people having babies. As long as they're old enough, that's okay. So not foolish kids. I mean, hey, we waited like 13 years, 12 years or whatever to even get married. And then, we definitely waited plenty of time.
I can tell you that's a good thing to do. You guys got your foundation for your relationship in.
Oh yeah.
Solid. And after that, everything was gravy.
Well, I still say, she's my best friend, period.
There you go. As they should be. It's your confidant, your partner in crime.
I'm not saying it's easy, because, dude, I don't have any old stories that she hasn't heard a dozen times now. I mean,
trying to make some new ones.
Yeah, well, that's it, right?
Yeah. Let's get out there and make some new ones. And your daughter's at the age where you can leave her alone.
Now the focus is our daughter. Get her out of the house.
That's what to say.
Well, even today I told my daughter, she goes, well, what are you going to do with this and that? I go, I'm waiting 5 years. I want your success and everything from university because that's my new studio you're sitting in, kid. I mean, I got plans already. I got diagrams.
That's not going to be an exercise room. That's going to be a studio.
Oh, there you go. No exercise room.
Yeah.
It's going to have a cot because my wife has an army. It's literally an army cot.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not going to be a comfy sleeping place, but it'll be a place that people can crash. And the nice thing about a cot is no one wants to sleep 2 nights on a cot. So they'll come, crash, go away.
Like, bye-bye.
Some people, especially when you have that extra bedroom, 2 extra bedrooms, you do it up nice because it's a showpiece, right? Oh, nice nightstands and a nice headboard and all the pillows, the 6 pillows you never use and all this. You don't want to make those guest bedrooms nice.
No, they want to stay.
No, you make it so they can crash. Maybe you had a party and you take their keys from them. Great.
Yeah.
They get their night's sleep. They're safe, and then they go away the next day. That's what you want. You don't want them hanging around because very quickly your good friends don't stay good friends because you realize, what the hell am I doing?
Well, your daughter's going to have a rude awakening when she gets out to the real world and sees those prices. That's for sure. Oh, man.
Oh,
it is not good.
Well, it's like even now, like so today, when I checked the mail, it was her credit card bill. It's in her name, but we take care of it.
Okay.
So the discussion is
building up her credit.
Right. So she told us what's on it, and then the first words out of my wife was, "Now you're covering some of that, right?" She goes, "Yeah." But well, look, because she has money, like
yeah.
Well, she had a little bit of work money, but she's also got bursaries and stuff.
Sure.
Smart kid, got a lot of money.
Good.
From schooling and awards and stuff. So it's like, XYZ can come out of your money just fine. Actually, when we're shopping today, I go, "So you're paying for that, right?" She goes, "What?" I said, "Don't worry about it. You're still my kid. That hasn't changed."
Like, throw it on the list or in the cart. Let's go.
Yeah. And then she had I don't know, it was 3 candy bars or something afterwards, right? And
see, I don't mind doing stuff like that when you can, because say for example you get a deal, like you got deals, you know how it works. If you can get a whole bunch of stuff for the price of 1 or 2, you've just made yourself, not only did you save money, but you've gotten more bang for your buck, is what I call it all the time.
Yeah.
When you get more bang for your buck, it doesn't matter. Like I'm fine with that. Like it's like, yeah, then you can spread the wealth around a little bit.
Yep.
Get more out of your money. That's just for you. It doesn't even matter about anybody else. So, same thing goes with the collectibles. I used to get blasted for having too much, and I'm like, you know what? I got this for the same price as one of something else. I'm the one who's coming out on top. Right?
Oh, I was going to ask you. So did you get any of that Playmobil stuff?
No, because that doesn't have, none of my stores have any of that.
Oh, nothing out your way.
That's very regional. That's why I was kind of like, oh crap. Like that does not exist down here at all. And none of the shelf space.
I don't know when's the next time I'm heading out to that location, because that's definitely
it'll probably still be shelf warming. Who knows? But you went all the way to Heartland, Mississauga for that?
That's not that far from where I work.
Okay. Oh, that's right. It's work area.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's not where I live.
It's a straight 50-minute drive for me if I was to go to Mississauga.
From here, it's 35, 40. But from work, it's not far, but it's the wrong way.
It's the wrong direction.
And then coming back home makes it even worse, and it was worse afterwards.
Yeah, you can't be stuck on the collectors and the main after 6.
Well, that's a big thing for me is the stress of not working, but the stress of driving.
The driving for you, yeah. See, I'm cool with Toronto traffic. I know how to. I've been doing that for 30 plus years now.
Yeah.
But I'd still like the quality of drivers out there is just.
I don't mind the city. I don't mind being on the city streets in Toronto.
Yeah.
I'll do it on my bike, even whatever. Not a big deal.
The highway.
The highway. It's because every day, it's what I see, and even today.
What's the worst? Tell me.
What was it? A Mercedes SUV. past me and my daughter like this on my left side. And I literally told her, I go, watch this. He's going to come over. He's not going to signal, and he's going to almost hit my front quarter.
No way.
And I
Just
go,
to
watch
cut in.
this. I didn't move, right?
Yeah.
It takes a lot to phase me, right? And so he's come up beside me, so he's keeping pace. So it's not like he doesn't know I'm there.
Okay.
Because he's coming up behind me, but not speeding.
He's passing you. Yeah.
I'm doing a $1. He's probably doing a $3, $5. So it's not like he's doing anything crazy. But he's slowly coming up. Because I watched him in my rear view and I saw him not signal twice. Okay. And so now he's keeping pace with me and he's moving ahead slowly. And I told my daughter this. And then his ass actually, he was only about halfway.
Then he started creeping.
And then it started coming towards my car.
No.
I honk, and then you can see him. Ah!
Do people not know how to check their blind spots? I swear.
I mean, he literally came up slowly beside me. It's not like he didn't know I was there. So is he distracted? Is he high? Is he on a phone? What's going on? Or all of the above? All of the above.
Or all the above, yeah.
And
what a terrible setup.
I don't got an issue with weed and stuff, but I'm so sick and tired of people saying it doesn't affect this and that. You're so full of shit, people.
And under the influence covers everything.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is that there was a story of a guy who was transporting gas in his car, and it wasn't tight, and it was the fumes from the gas was enough to get him charged with being under the influence, because he was under the influence of a toxic substance, so he was impaired.
I get it.
So he got charged, and I totally agree with it. It's like if you're not good, you're not good. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a controlled substance, right? Anyways,
so I know the police they cracked down on two of my coworkers. They live in Brampton, right? I don't know if they're Sikh or Hindu, it doesn't really matter. But whatever they have, Dota or something else anyway. I don't know the name of it, but whatever they're smoking, they got nailed. And
you're talking about there's shisha pipes, like the
I don't know if it was a hookah,
the hookah stuff.
I don't know if it was that, but anyway. So
but regardless of, they got stopped.
It's stuff that you get high on, right?
They got stopped, eh? Oh man,
they got nailed, and it's like, yeah, this is
it'll be on the radar. You guys are definitely in the area that's going to be known for that.
Return flight. Ouch.
That's pricey for something in province, eh? Wow.
Yeah.
And if it's not a regular flight, the prices are going to be absurd. Oh man. Oh crap! Look at the time, Rick. I gotta go. I gotta get going because I gotta wake up early. But
yeah, I don't have to. So.
Yeah, you. This is your weekend. I still got 2 more days of work.
Yep. You take it easy. I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right. Talk to you tomorrow. I'll see the rest of the build tomorrow. All right. Cheers. Bye.
And then there was one. Hoping for a boy. Mom is 40 next month. Hey, so she's still young enough, but it still means she's going to be 60 when he's 20. Like, Yeah, Dan's out. He actually has to go to work tomorrow. And I don't. Actually, we're probably going to go out for breakfast, I think. I think that's the plan. But I don't have a whole hell of a lot here. So I think my intention is to finish. Because I don't want to leave parts out. Because that bothers me. Yeah, you know what? That stresses me out. The planning trips like what you're planning there, Eileen, which is why my wife always plans that kind of stuff on me. I'm good for road planning and trip and times and distance. That's where I'm good, but not planes and departure times and arrival times and all that stuff. Really, not a fan. The bird nest was a good build. Really enjoyed that one. Really? I thought that one gave you grief. Or am I mistaken? Actually, I was looking at the Lego sets again today. It's like, oh god! And some of the brick heads. I was looking at all the Disney ones. Like I have the Scrooge McDuck, the 3 or 4, but I don't have the other ones. So at least I gotta be careful. I got some. No, I don't have the Disney ones there. I'll have to double check though. And then there's the Woody set, the 2-piece. But I don't know if I want to start buying a lot more brick heads again because they're all the same once you build 1 or 2. Like they look cool, but the experience is kind of eh. I mean, it's probably why I fell out of favor with the Star Wars stuff because too much of the same. Too much of the same. I think that's why I'm enjoying building other weird stuff these days. Buying stuff I know that'll be different. Like when I bought the Pokemon stuff, I know it's going to be different. This parrot, I mean, I'm loving just looking at that parrot. It's cool. I'm going to build those other 2 things too, the fish and the frog. I mean, we might even buy another set because wifey wants it. I really should just buy it for her birthday. But she kind of feels the way I do about buying it twice and this and that. But I mean, I did it with the Warthog. I'm buying it. I bought it twice. It's rare, but I'll buy it twice for my collection if there's value to it for me. And I want it both ways, like in the case of Warthog. But if she wants to build a parrot and I want to build a parrot, we can't both win, right? And I want the experience from Sealed. Because she built, what was it, Sesame Street? So I didn't get that experience, right? And I never did. I mean, it's built. I never did tear. I thought, I'll tear it down. No, I'm not going to tear it down. I hate tearing down sets. That's a crap experience. What am I doing here? Plates and tiles. Plates and tiles. Okay. Are these supposed to be gray or are these supposed to be something else? Because right now I don't see Is that how they represent gray? Maybe it is. It looks like it's okay, well, apparently it is. Parrot's still in back order. Really? That's funny because so many of the Walmart stores have the parrot. And did I see it again today? I saw it again today at Yorkdale. But yeah, online is definitely different. So, and you're still in Kitchener, right? Nope. Yep. And the unicorn. I didn't see the unicorn. I saw the piñata today. I didn't see the unicorn. Oh, you're there to April 23rd, eh? I wouldn't stress over it. That parrot will be back. It's not like it's... I mean, that's got a 1-year shelf life, so it'll be back in. Creator sets are not limited run stuff by any means. I was tempted to get. There's a set in the Lego store of a Lego store. I thought that could be interesting. I mean, it won't fit into any theme I do, which means it'll probably sit and rot for a long time because I won't find a good excuse to actually build it. But look cool. I spend more and more time looking at Friends sets, looking at city sets, looking at a lot of stuff other than the Star Wars stuff that brought me to the dance, you know? There's the rubber band. Oh, wait. Wheels. Where are all these wheels and pulleys? 1, 2. Is that supposed to be one of these things? How many of these? 2. 2 of these. Now we'll see how this rubber bandy goes. This is a little bit like knitting. Over and under. Oh my God, really? This is torture. Now, why wouldn't they give me one more? Honestly, that's horrible. There should be one more pulley. Or even putting a stud on there would be better than this. This is not smart. But anyway, there it is there. I have one small friend set left to build. I tell you, some of the friend sets look so good. Like, honestly, if it was just the colors were a little different and maybe not all the female doll figures, just maybe more boy, like whatever. But I mean, they look cool enough that, I mean, they're just so tempting. They are just so tempting. I struggle with it. But there we go. Oh my God, I must have forgot a bunch of stuff. Let's see. I'm looking at the next step. Like, my engine don't look like that. I missed a whole bunch of steps. Actually, one step. One of those, and one of these. Do you rebuild any of your sets at all? There's not many I've rebuilt, mostly because, well, I don't need to. If I'm looking for something to do, I have something. That's because Lego's the only vice I've got. Yeah, they are putting more boys in the sets. I saw that. I think that's going to help that line altogether. Because the quality of the sets is amazing. Like, there's some really cool builds. I mean, I don't like to see stuff characterized as a boy set or a girl set, but the reality is a lot of stuff is done like that. But if they would make a few minor tweaks, you can definitely improve the appeal to the opposite sex. One by threes, probably. How many? I need another 1x3. There we go. And am I that far off? I guess I'm that far off. Well, I might as well tilt it like that. I did when the girls were here. All right, page 100 of 115. Excuse me. I had a can of some awesome iced tea today, lemonade, whatever, from the Dollarama store, like a cherry, big can. There's a hand or something that's on the can. Oh, you rebuild the sets when the girls were around. Yeah, but you kind of had to because they were always busting your sets, if I remember. You really had no choice. They were quite the terrorists. I mean, hey, kids are having fun, right? But they were all over those sets, if I remember. Oh, hands are a little less sore tonight than they were yesterday. Yeah, I guess Dan really didn't realize the time. See, for me, time doesn't mean much. Wednesday night on, right? Saturday's going to be weird. Aren't we turning the clocks around, Eileen? Dan said that earlier. Okay, what did I just screw up? Is that one going like that? And this one going like that. That's not bad. The alignment's not perfect, but it's definitely better than a lot of Legos alignment with their printed parts. And forget the stickered stuff. There we go. Yeah, not perfect. Not perfect. Not enough for me to cry too much about. Maybe I will, since I got to get them to make it to replace one part. And maybe I'll say, hey, can you get me these? And see what they say. That went on nice there. That one went pretty good. I mean, to look at it, let's see. I mean, most people would be very happy with that, but let's see this one right there. Not perfect alignment. So that's pretty much the hood. Okay, so this is where I might have a problem. Got to connect it here. And I know from experience, this is going to be a pain in the butt. So there's the HUD, so it can open. And there's one or two studs there, but it really shouldn't matter because this is where I might have to finesse it a little to make sure that drops back down good. feeling some resistance. And actually, even that doesn't have to sit that low. Am I supposed to have this on an angle? I don't know. They're not clear where that should sit. I guess there's a slight angle to it. But there's the hood. I'm pretty sure it's gonna. Oh, they're even showing me here. Push it down. Okay. That's the problem, see. If you bring that forward at all, it's not liking it. I do have that the right way. I mean, what would happen if it was the other way? I mean, how bad would that be? Oh, I can't pull that out now. That will not pull out. But yeah, that's definitely a pain in the butt. Oh, and there's a little stick here, see, to hold the hood up. Look at the engine. So I really feel, yeah, see, that is a very finicky connection. I might have to insert another plate to raise it up just to increase the angle. Just to increase that angle. I mean, it's good there, but I know I'm stressing it. All right, and the very next piece is that big, beautiful windscreen. One big mono piece, but hey, look at that. Now it's convertible. Looking good, looking good. That's interesting that they maybe originally planned for it to be two-piece, but they show a line down the center. There's no line down the center. They might have changed their plans. Yeah. Doesn't matter, you guys aren't be able to see that too clearly anyway. But there's our four wheels. Not much left, about 25 pieces. Two L plates. Okay, I totally don't have a clue where that's going. Oh, all right. Sticking out the back. And a 1x4 in the front. That slope there. This piece and this piece. Okay. Now 1x6, so they had me switch it up a little. Let's see how well this lines up. Oh, that lined up really nice. I mean, look at that. Those are lining up pretty good. Got a package from Walmart by way of FedEx. Couldn't believe the condition of the box. Oh, really? Was it bad or good? Because we ship, I want to say half by FedEx these days. So I'm really curious how they did. Bottom totally smashed in. So if I were you, I would absolutely be calling Walmart for, like, no point in calling FedEx. Call Walmart, and you got to let them know, you know, that this courier, they need a records that such and such is not doing good. I know people think none of this stuff helps, but it does, because without it, they don't have the info. The only info they would have is if actually people return the stuff. But if you're still keeping it like it's good enough to do what you need it to do and you're cool with it, they still need to know that someone's doing bad, you know? And you'll send a picture. Okay. Love to see it. Well, this is a T-top. I was sitting there going, hey, how come I'm not building the whole roof? Because it's a T-top, dummy. Oh, even better, it goes over the lines. So, oh, I'm wondering where those parts are going to go. So this is smooth. Aha. So can I get this to stud in? That one's studded in. Yes. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I'm surprised it doesn't stud there, but ooh, nice. Very nice. I wish that was a little lower. I might have to get creative. Excuse me. 1x2s and these two triangle bits. So let's see. 1x2 here. Excuse me. And one there. 1x2 there. We just put that one on. Doing it kind of blind, doing it based on what you're seeing. Took me 5 minutes to fold the brown paper into recycling. Ooh. Okay, I just realized problem, I don't have my phone with me. Let me get these parts on and then I'll grab my phone. Okay, one there. One there. Okay, and I got 4 wheel flares. I don't know if Lego does them like this, but tell you, it's looking really nice. Not the easiest build compared to some of the other ones. Even look, just snapping that on, like that's kind of a pain. All right, she just needs wheels. All right, 4 wheels. That means all of these are extras, lots of little bits. That's the only thing. Every time I make these non-Lego builds, I got to keep all their parts separated. 2, 3. Ooh. Oh, and it rolls nice too. That is so cool. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put this on the spin table thing. I think I can do it without adding the extra panel. And if I can actually get it on there, then I'm going to get my phone and see the picture you sent. I still need to order a new one of these. Big one with a large panel built in. Okay. Oh boy, is it that close? You know what? Okay. Hey, look at this thing. Old poster from 2017. Yeah, I have to look at my headshot for that. I actually use this to block the sun. Actually did a good job. Looks still white. To block the sun from one of my cabinets where I added the extra glass. Only to the bottom, though. I still haven't got the other stuff I need yet from storage to make that work. Okay, so first things first. Okay, that can't be over there. So that has to move. That has to move. What else am I doing wrong here? We'll put the book over there for now. Still trying to work out how I'm going to deal with the problem of the cameras, but we'll go back to what's always worked. Ooh. All right, so why is that not working? That's why I keep rubber bands on, because you never know. Then we get rid of what we don't need. And then, assuming, okay, that's the first camera. It is. Trying to figure out the right focus. It looks like it's that one. There we go. Lots of light on it. Looks good. Might even be too zoomed in. There we go. Let's do that. Wow, that looks super cool. Actually, yeah, we'll keep that angle. I almost was able to get someone else to get that phone. Hang on 1 second. Oh man, oh man. Actually, I don't need those headphones on. Let's see. So did you send the picture? Oh, that's wifey. There we go. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's definitely one of my boxes. Probably from the other warehouse. Do you mind saying what it is you ordered? Definitely a case of box is too big for what's inside. Wow, look at all the craft paper. Yeah, that's just kind of... I tell you, and it takes forever to get rid of all that too, eh? Oh my God, all of that for 3 things of wool. Why didn't they just put that in a bag? A gray bag, honestly. Like, that's what I would have done. Oh, there we go. It wasn't even focused. There we go. How's that? That looks a little sharper. But all of that for 3, well, so I guess in your case, you got your wool and it's not broken, but it's like, yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. Big box, all that craft paper to protect wool. What are they doing? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send those pictures to my boss tomorrow. I won't do it at this time. I'd hate to think I wake my boss on this. Oh, you've already thrown out the box though, right, Eileen? So I was going to ask you to send me a copy of the shipping label. Because it's very possible that someone doesn't know. Like, I can't believe that that's a standard practice for us to put 3 things of wool in a box like that. And we could have just put it in a gray bag, and then it wouldn't have wasted a box. It wouldn't look crushed. It'd just be in a bag. Wool in a bag is not going to get hurt, because that gray pack mailer bag is really tough and does not tear easy. It only really tears when someone tries to, they try and puncture it. It's already recycling. Sorry. Oh, well, that's okay. I'll tell him the story. It'll entertain him at least, and if nothing else, he'll pass it along. At least I know it's not from my warehouse, because we don't have small crap like that. Now, you got fridges or microwaves, that's different. It's about time. What's going on tomorrow? You're home, right?
Pardon? Well, yeah, I don't have school.
No classes tomorrow, right?
No. I'm planning on going over to Josh's.
When?
They plan on picking me up around 12-ish.
We might go for breakfast.
For breakfast?
We might go out for breakfast.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see when we wake up.
All right.
It's up to Mom.
And then, yeah. And then I'm not sure what's happening for dinner. I guess we'll figure that out tomorrow, because you said 5 and now 2 and...
Well, no. Jason will come over too. We're not going to have dinner at 2.
Oh, okay. That was what.
And Mom's not going to eat that. I'm just saying, like, if he's off work at 1:30, then that's the reality.
Yeah. Just like whenever dinner is, I'll try to be home for that. So that
Well, yeah, I couldn't text him tonight because he's over. Because he starts work.
We'll figure it out tomorrow.
He starts work in an hour.
Yeah.
Which is why he's tired at 2. He comes over and like his day ends at 1:30 in the afternoon. So
we'll figure it out tomorrow.
In the morning, I'll text him.
Yeah, I already told Josh that my plans are up in the air, but I'll come and then I'll stay for whatever time, and then he knows it's Mom's birthday thing, so it's not as fun.
And tomorrow I still haven't talked to Grandma, so we'll figure that because I do need to go.
But yeah, everything's
All right,
good.
you have a good night. Hey, Brian. Yeah, it's nice. This is clearly, this car was done by a different designer than the other ones. I mean, I don't know if they mention it in the book. I'd have to go back to the book to see if they have any mention of it, but technique, style, even the parts choices and even the doors they don't open and close as easy, but you could if you want. Actually, yeah. You know what? If you just send me the tracking number, that's enough because my people can reverse back, and then I won't even see the address and stuff because I won't have visibility to it. But if my boss is interested, he can absolutely reverse and see all the other info. And he can see where it was really shipped from because even your shipping label may not show where it's shipped from. It'll have a return to a return depot as opposed to where it was really shipped from. Let's see, T-Fan. I guess they wanted to nail the build to keep Jim. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, for something brick built, I mean, I don't know any other way they were going to do it better. Like, I'm just not thrilled with those hinges. They protrude a lot. I tell you, the way the Lego one did it on that bigger one was definitely nice because it's a hidden hinge, right? But this is more old school Lego too, so I can appreciate that. Trying to think what's unique other than this windscreen compared to, say, a Lego build. Some of these flattish, really flat, they're only one tile high and they come to a smooth, tapered edge. Like, definitely nice. Oh, and I didn't notice there's actually, it's raised bit in the back. I just realized there's no exhaust, right? There's no real exhaust on this thing. They missed. I'd like to see where the real exhaust is on these cars because it looks like they missed on that. Ooh. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take a quick picture of this. Oh, you guys can. I'm holding it in front of a camera that doesn't exist right now. There we go. So I'm going to take a picture of that, and then we'll crack that baby open. This normally I would do this with my white background and stuff, but we're not going to worry too much about it. Oh, that car just won't stay. What can I do to keep it in place? Okay, so I take a picture. Let's see. Square. I need more light. Yeah, I don't know if that's more light or what, but they should call it. I just realized. So they call it Hot Bird, Muscle Mania car, and they call it Hot Bird. So how do these YouTubers do it? There we go. Come on. Here. So my first, there we go. Not bad. A lot of schmutz come out of that one. Looks like a plastic bottom, though. Oh, maybe it's black tin. I seem to recall having one of these in red, but the door is open or something. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Nice build. Oh, had the one malformed part, the clip, so I am going to contact their customer service because I haven't dealt with their customer service in many, many years now. So I want to see where they're at. So we are going to reach out to them, see if I can get that part replaced. And there's a print here. I'm not sure how this is going to look. On that hood, you'll see the 1x3 that's printed. And it's not quite aligned right there. Not quite aligned. So I'm going to see if I can get those two actually replaced. But not bad. Ooh, you sent me lots of info there. I just saw it pop up there. Well, here's the thing. So I feel like I'm going to modify this a little because I want that hood to go down more. But I'm having two problems with the two hinges in the back. So what I might end up doing is raising this up, and maybe I'll put another 2x2 under there. Going to be a little tricky, but I think I can make it work because I do feel like it should be different. Either want to lower the front or raise the hood. I mean, overall, I'm happy. How do you get cat hair everywhere? God. Horrible. Don't have cats if you're a germaphobe. Yeah, I know, right? And now, more and more, you look at the bump. It actually looks much more pronounced in the build on the box. But actually, now that I look at it, actually, it's kind of dead on with the box. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. And like everything, the color of the blue is just not the same as the color of the blue on the box. That kills me. Because what you're seeing on the camera is not quite reality. Hey, Luce. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad. Still going to look great in the collection. It's going to look good in the cabinets. When I redo the glass, I'll figure out a nice way to display it. Of course, I'm also cramming a lot in there. That's why I have the extra glass now. I am going to try and maximize it. I'll measure some of these out, and there won't be a lot of clearance because I do want to get as much in there as possible before I have to start breaking stuff down. Because I'm not breaking any wifey sets down, so there's only so much capacity across my various cabinets. But the one I'm working with, we still got lots of room, so we're not dead yet. We'll do all the cars and then some before I even think about doing anything. Now, it's nice that they gave us a front windshield, but man, I would have loved one for the back instead of all that brick built. Because while I do like brick built stuff, like that just kills me. Like, oh, how good would it have looked if it was just one piece? And there's no tailpipe on this, so I just wonder. The original car, I mean, where was the exhaust on it? Pontiac Firebird 1977. Oh, beautiful picture of a red one. Look at the red one. Anyway, we're going to shut down, guys, and I'll catch you later. Thanks for hanging. Peace.